Our last episode had DarkZero, the champions from Salt Lake City, on to share their side of the story. And because we like to be as fair and balanced as possible, and he also happened to co-found this podcast, we thought it'd be a good idea to bring Troy on to talk about his experience at Salt Lake and ask the question that has been on the tips of so many tongues and front of mind for so many people, and that's what happened in those grand finals. Now, we're going to get to that. It will be towards the end of the episode. For those that are hoping for an early answer to that question, you're just going to have to skip all the way to the end or just listen to the entire show. But we decided, why not bring Troy on, give him his perspective, and do our quarterly episode with our co-founder. Today's show is going to be entirely about the Salt Lake City Major recap. That is it. Once this show is done, we are going to be turning our focus towards upcoming Stage 1. We might even talk a little bit about Stage 1 here with Troy, because I'm sure some people are going to want to know, where does SR go from here? Welcome in, everybody. I'm joined, as always, by Mint. No Fett on this episode, though I do think Troy will probably be talking about him a little bit in relation to, in relation, of course, to what happened with SR and maybe some hate.
Will
that
I?
was.
Will I? I mean, sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. I got a bone to pick with you, Fett.
Yeah, we're starting out with beef. Okay, cool.
Oh, I love the beef. We're just keeping people entertained. We're keeping people locked in as long as possible. For those that are unaware, Fett is obviously still on this show. He just doesn't tend to do a lot of these guest episodes. This is a weird situation where...
Coincidentally, never when I'm on.
Wow.
Have you actually not? I thought you've done a show with him.
No, I actually haven't. Only with Kyle.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Fett, are you
Pretty
scared?
sure.
Are you shaking, Fett? Are you shaking about the talking to Troy? But Fett will be on for some of the Stage 1 shows that we do in June, but just usually when we have guests, he doesn't pop on the show. Troy, this is a weird situation where you were technically our guest.
Yeah, true.
You are co-host and co-owner of the show. You are also our guest. So
Rolling out the red carpet for myself.
and you got a new microphone too, so the audio people are going to be really happy
I
about that one.
did. I literally thought about that just as we got on. I was like, wait, Parker always wanted me to get a new mic. Now, I mean, it's not a standalone; it's another headset mic, but is much better.
What is it?
Much better. Astro A50s.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had been seeing all the Brazilian pros using them. I was like, huh, they must be onto something. Got them. They're onto something.
Like that's going back to our old days though. The
Yeah.
A40s, A50s. I'm thinking MLG Halo
Yep.
right now. I saw Aiden was telling me about him too. He's like, I don't know how
What?
pros are using IEMs. I love my A50.
Well, to be fair, so when I'm at home, I'll just use these. But when I was in the practice room and stuff, I had to use earbuds underneath because the noise canceling isn't good enough at all. When we were calming in practice rooms, I tried just using this at the start without the earbuds, and I literally heard everyone twice because there's automatically a little bit of a delay. And then I'm hearing them outside in the room. It's literally one time everyone was calming and everyone talked and I just went, I don't know what the fuck anyone just said. And they were pissed off at me because I was saying I'm an asshole, but I literally had no idea what anyone said because everyone was talking. I was like, okay, I got to put these earbuds back in. I couldn't hear anything, but yeah.
I'm just so spoiled with our Shure SM7B condenser microphones that Mint and I use that when I hear the teams talking through TeamSpeak and their shitty headsets and it sounds like everybody's a pilot.
On stage they sound terrible. I mean, you just use them for the noise canceling, but the quality is almost never good.
I think we just dedicated more time to a headset than we have to any sponsors here. The show, by the way, is not sponsored by Astro, but you wouldn't think that. Let's other than obviously talking about headsets, let's jump into Salt Lake City because I know that I say this and this is a joke often, but this will actually be a shorter episode because we are tight on time, which means that we'll probably clock in at about 5 hours here. But Troy was gracious enough to come on the show, so we're going to give him as light of a day as possible. Troy, you and I spent the most amount of time in Salt Lake City. I think you might have inched me by a day or two while you were there. Obviously, we had very different workloads. You were probably working more than I was. In terms of the actual event, it's some of the least I've worked since the Copenhagen Major. I don't really know
Huh.
why, but it was like I think I only worked like 4 days or something in that, or 5 days, and I think that included the grand finals, which was quite peculiar. I mean, hey, the check still hits the bank account the same, so I'm not really complaining about that one. But it's like I would have loved to have had a bit longer of a stay there. What did you think of Salt Lake, the city?
Salt Lake, the city. It's pretty. It's pretty. Nice mountains. The weather was good. That was nice. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed my time there. We're mostly near the airport, so we were a little out of the way, but
Yeah.
we went into the city, like the venues in the city, and went into the city like quite a few times. Went out, had some team dinners, stuff like that. We ate good food. Had no complaints. Yeah, I don't know. I had a good time. I liked it.
Kyle, you weren't there for very long. Did you have a very pleasant experience being while you were in the content creator palace? They spent lavish amount of caviar every night.
Ooh.
How did you know? I was gonna say, like, I've been was a pro for a while, and
Yeah,
the
you're on
first
that
thing
side now.
now I'm on the creator side as my very first event. Shout out to Alex and Mariana, and it was a fantastic event. Like they spare no expense on the creator side. Let me tell you, dinners
hearing
every
this.
night.
Yeah.
Love hearing
Drinks.
this.
Me about us. Can we have one extra voucher for dinner here? No. No, you cannot. 6 people on your team can eat, and that is it.
I I literally mentioned that to like it was kind of scary. Like I thought going there first off, like it was going to be like high school all over again. Like I didn't know anybody on the creator side. I knew all the pros, and like unfortunately some of my favorite pros weren't there. Matt got the sub, thank God, but
Oh yeah.
Dream wasn't there. Like I didn't really know too many people, but luckily, like I knew George. Obviously, teamed with George for a long time. He was all the creators were super nice. Roy, Athena, like all kind of took me under their wing, and since they're kind of the OGs around those parts. But I was messing around with them like when we had lunch, and I said the same thing because it was like full catered, like drinks, food, like everything was just. I will go see. I don't want to make you jealous. I don't want to make you jealous. And I mentioned to him like, man. This is how you guys are living over here, huh? Because it's a pro. Yeah, we're scrapping for vouchers. We're sneaking our assistants in. We can't get up for seconds. Like we're Ubering McDonald's, and
Yep.
sometimes it's like I think you guys had chicken cordon bleu one time, which sounds fancy, but I know gamers and they do not want to be eating chicken
That's very
cordon
true.
bleu. They want chicken tenders and fries, guys. Like just keep
Very
it
true.
real simple. But no, I loved my time at the event as a creator.
Oh, I'm so glad you had a great time, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you had a good time.
You look so mad. You look so bad.
It's like it's the crying face with the smiling mask in front of it. Picture that everybody's seen before. That's me. That's like, dude, I'm so happy for you. Yeah, I was like, I asked if I could have a second cup of coffee, and they took me out back and shot me in the head. Like, just
bunch of cuts.
Yeah, there's just which I will say, and this was something that was discussed and was noticed, and I know that I think we talked about it on one of the shows before, that the budget for this year is a little tight. And I obviously don't know the numbers and everything behind it, but it also would not surprise me if from what I know of the way that Salt Lake City came to be, and obviously I can't break any NDAs here, but I will tell you that it was not the first choice, which should not shock most people. There was at least three other cities that I'm aware of that were considered ahead of time that just didn't work out for a variety of reasons. I know somebody got really upset in the comments a couple episodes ago when I said that honestly the whole ICE invading cities thing was a genuine concern for choosing a location, but I know that is accurate. Like you can't just go to a city where you are worried about, a bunch of like federal goons just taking people off the streets. That's not practical. There's no universe in which ICE is going to get deployed to Salt Lake City. But if you're looking at like Minneapolis or you're looking at like Chicago or Los Angeles, the places where, for the record, I don't know if they were looking at those locations, but just the fact that it's like I could be walking down the street and I just get caught in the wrong situation and there's, no right for due process. I just get taken away. Like, especially with a bunch of people who don't look like me, that's obviously a concern. And I know that the ICE stuff was at a fever pitch when they were looking at locations in America, which prompted me to kind of wave the, come to Toronto, like flag.
Only.
I know, man. Don't even get me started. But somebody got really big mad about that, and it's like, what are you getting mad at? The truth? Like, I'm sorry, like that's just the way it is, you know? And if you're coming to America right now, there are certain things you need to consider. Another big one was visas. My visa almost wasn't approved. There were teams whose visas were not approved on time. The cost of visas has exploded. So it's like, I remember when I got my O1 visa a couple years back, it was a 3-year visa, and I think it cost like $8,000. This visa was rumored to be upwards of $10,000 for 2 weeks. So it's just like, it's unbelievably cost prohibitive to bring people in. And that is also a big part of why Crow and Fellow ended up working the event, or at least so I've heard, which is that they wanted more local talent, which is also why Lynx worked the event and why you had, you know, Fox and Lax as the 2 analysts, and Fresh and Alfama weren't brought. So obviously these are just like local considerations, but there's budgets that need to be, you know, kept to. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're shoveling a lot of money towards the Japanese event, because I mean, it's our first time going back to Japan in what, 6-7 years? That was not intentional. And I think they're just going to want to shell out for that. So it doesn't really surprise me. I think the budget cuts actually worked out quite well in a couple ways. I didn't hate people playing from their team rooms. The downtime between matches was non-existent, to the point where I actually dosed for my blood sugar, and my blood sugar crashed because I didn't have enough time to eat between matches. So that was a unique situation.
As a player, it's definitely nice. Like, I think literally the only gripe is that it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Which I think they could also improve.
Yeah.
You know, decorate the rooms a bit or something like that. But
yeah,
in terms of logistics, like, yeah, like the turnaround is night and day. You're already set up. All they have to they just come swap in the SSD. They even do that early because you don't have to kick anyone off stage. So like, literally it was like the game finishes, like we go to the bathroom, whatever, finish talking, and we're loaded in like 5 minutes later.
What'd you think of the going to fist bump?
Oh, the other teams?
Yeah,
I mean,
walking down the hallway.
Sometimes the stairs. Yeah, a little weird, but it was just like we did it during phase 1, and then we realized like, oh shit, there's gonna be teams like on different floors, and I was like, we shook these dudes' hands. We gotta shake everyone's hands, but a little weird. But I don't know. Who cares? You get over it real quick.
I remember the first time when Jesse and I were casting. We had yet to see the stairwell, like Endeavor. Yeah. We had only just seen like same floor, and I was like, where are they going? Like they leave like this labyrinthian way down, and because they shot it on an iPhone and there's no service in the stairwell, so the phone would like glitch out and then come back like 20 seconds later once they got service. I just said to Jesse at one point on the broadcast, I was like, where are they going? Like another hotel entirely? Like I think you're spot on. I actually don't mind playing from the rooms at all. You know, there were tech issues were few and far between compared to other events, which is actually crazy because there's even more computers. Like,
I think it's just because you're using that computer all day anyways.
True.
Right? It's only the SSD that gets swapped. So like if any issues come up, you're dealing with it like during practice hours probably.
Yeah.
Which then it gets sorted a lot quicker.
Yeah, I actually really liked it, to be honest with you. Like, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have all the players kind of in one spot. And you know, the old days when it was, I think Pojo referred to it as the jungle, when you would just have like every team would be like in a little practice room all connected. Yeah. It was at its loudest when we did the Sweden SI and somebody would like start barking, and next thing you know, just like it would be like a fucking prison block, and you got 10 teams all barking, and it's just like, okay. I like that, and I liked being able to go and knock on doors and talk to people, but you know, at the same time, I can't say that this doesn't seem like an upgrade in a lot of ways, and this is not me carrying water for Ubisoft or Blast here. As people watch this show know, I'll be more than happy to be critical of decisions I think are poor. I think this is actually a good decision, and I'm with you. Like, if you can pretty up the rooms and maybe like make it so there's like a backdrop or the logo is somewhere or something like that, who fucking cares if they're playing in their room? If it keeps viewer numbers up, viewer retention was excellent. It's the most watched North American major under Blast or something like that. Like the time between matches was non-existent. Tech issues were non-existent. Player comfort was at an all-time high. Like, who cares if it saves money? It just ultimately, I think, ended up in with a better product. So, I mean, I'm happy if they keep that up for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that from a co-streamer standpoint too. Like nothing worse than all right, let's go play like Scrandle or whatever it is for 5 minutes while
like
we're waiting for the next game, and then
turns into 30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
now we got to talk about the game because we also didn't have the analyst desk right either. So it's not like we were talking about the match for 10 minutes and then finally we're into the game. So it was kind of nice to go like back to back to back. I wonder though, like, do you guys think there was ever an advantage for anybody since they didn't have to like play out of their discomfort? Because you're right, you practice from there, but you're not setting up somewhere and you're facing the people you're playing.
That's definitely exists. But at some point you're gonna have to do that. Like if you make the playoffs, you're gonna have to play on a stage.
Yep.
So like it gets kind of weeded out either way. But yes, I think you're naturally gonna be more comfortable playing. But I don't really think, I don't know. I think that's like a semantics thing. Like okay, like would we, like does that really have to be a thing? Like the main concept of like playing on LAN is just there's no lag, no delay, all that. Stable connection, and then eventually in front of a crowd. I don't think anyone's like, well, every match has to be uncomfortable, like right? Then it'd be, I think, a bit too extreme. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's just we're so used to you play on a different stage, you know, that it's been that way for I can't remember when it hasn't been that way. So
yeah. Maybe when people were sick with COVID during like the ASI or Mexico Major or something like that. But I mean, obviously I'm not a player, so my opinion here doesn't really matter. But I will say it seems to me that if you're used to playing outside of like your bedroom, you will probably do better when faced with that situation. That's just my guess. You know, like I've played on stage, I think twice in like show matches. And even I'm struck by like, I'm sitting here, I'm in my room, I'm really comfortable. I got my chair, you know, I got my desk, everything's perfectly set up. Like I don't have to do anything. It's just like, this is maximized comfort. And then it's like, I have to sit down and play a show match. And it's like, oh, these in-ears are kind of weird. Oh, this headset's kind of heavy. Like, oh, it just doesn't feel like the desk doesn't feel the same. Like it is strange. And it does take some time to adapt. But, you know, I imagine for professionals, that's probably something they're able to overcome quickly. But I mean, just the fact that you get to play on LAN is valuable enough experience. And it was something that was talked a lot about when EU was the one region that wasn't supposed to be played on LAN, right? It was going to be Brazil. NA was obviously going to be played in Vegas. And then you're going to have the APAC Super League in Tokyo. And EU was like, well, we're going to miss out. Like, we're going to miss out on LAN experience. And I think that's valid, but I don't think it doesn't seem like it matters much to me at live events, at least not that I've seen.
No, yeah, not at events. I do think that concern of like the leagues being played on LAN, I think that's like a legitimate thing. Like when you're actually playing more matches on LAN, because even after NA stopped playing on LAN, like, and it was only Brazil doing it, which now they've stopped as well. Like I do think that was a very real advantage because like every week they're playing on LAN, they're practicing for the same style of game. Like the game does play differently on LAN. Not like night and day, like you're not kind of reinventing the wheel or anything, but there are a lot of things that will work on LAN that won't work online, just habitually. So yeah,
I've heard certain types of peeking and leaning doesn't work on LAN. Like you can't get away with it the same way?
Yeah, just like you get punished more, like quick peeking and jiggle peeking, stuff like that, and then you can hold. Yeah, you can hold angles. DMRs are insane. DMRs just insta kill, which like they're already good online, but like they're just insane on LAN.
The F2 as well, right? Is like a different beast on LAN, I've heard.
To be honest, like every gun is. I just think you just can more reasonably hold angles, and I think it's as simple as that. Like when you can react to things more reasonably. Like when you react to a guy jiggle peeking you, your bullets are more likely to register. That's basically it.
That's fair. No, I mean, whether it was done under the guise of budget cuts or not, I think it can be cleaned up. I don't even think you need to do a handshake after. Like, I don't think that needs to be broadcasted. Like, I honestly think we can get even a bit snappier.
That also was like not required or anything either. Like, when we did it, we just went over and did it. Yeah, like no one came in and was like, "Oh, you got to go shake their hands." No one told us. So we just did it, and I think then just everyone just started doing it. I guess I don't know. But
I mean, production
were
was
never
telling
told.
us. Production was telling us like we'll cut, like wait for the handshake, like blah blah, like we'll cut after the handshake. So I mean, like whether it was deliberate or not, like they worked it in to the point where
Yeah.
they were like, okay, match ends. They're like fill here, fill here, fill here, cut while during handshake to commercials. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe it just worked out that way, but yeah, we were never told to. We just did it.
I will say, from a production standpoint, I didn't have any problems working with any of the producers, other than that one hiccup where it was just a little bit too quick between matches, and I dosed expecting to eat, and then my blood sugar crashed. Which again, that is completely unique to me. And if I hadn't taken insulin, like I would have been fine. I don't think the producers had enough time to get everything in order between matches. There were lots of times where you would see the first round would have the incorrect team logos, or it would have the incorrect like best of 3 score at the top, or the map ban system would be wrong. I remember there was one where I think it was when did you play EDG? Did you play EDG?
Yeah, we played
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it showed Enterprise's logo instead of EDG, and they also had the map bans wrong. So we just assumed, oh, we'll just sub out like EDG for Enterprise. So Jesse and I started like talking as if like, oh, SR picked this map. This says EP, but obviously this is EDG's map, whatever. And then it turned out that was actually backwards, which obviously is very frustrating because
that's happened for a very long time.
I know.
Though.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
And I mean, it happens more often than you'd think, because the admins are not always in as close contact with the production.
Yeah.
And some producers have gotten annoyed with it, but I found it happened more frequently this event. And I do have to think it was because of lack of downtime, and production staff was smaller.
Sense.
There was also just fewer people working on production until the live event, which, I don't know, again, if that's a Salt Lake thing, I have no idea. But it worked. I would have liked to have had maybe 1 or 2 more people helping out so that producers weren't quite as fatigued and we didn't have small stuff like that, because I'm a big believer that it's the little shit that adds up. Like, obviously, like a catastrophic tech issue is a catastrophic tech issue. But like if every other map, the overlay is wrong, or every other map, team logos are wrong, it gets to a point where it's just like, this is happening way too frequently. Why is this not getting caught? How is this not getting fixed? And it's usually just because a producer is overworked. That's really all it is. It's not negligent. It's not like they're inept. It's that they're overworked, right? And it's like the producers that I worked with there were all great. I have nothing bad to say about that. It's just I would like for that kind of stuff to just get tightened up a little bit more. And I'm assuming that's a budgetary thing. And I don't know, Kyle, when you co-stream, does your chat pick up on stuff like that? Do they meme it? Like,
I mean, yeah, they love to meme everything. But I remember the map ban thing, and I think I remember looking at it, and I was like, Edward Gaming banned Chalet Consulate. This is not fucking right.
Yeah.
I know for a goddamn fact that Shopify's bans. Like, what are we?
No, we pulled
your
fat
permaban.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just, I don't know. I even don't trust Wikipedia all the time too, because I'm kind of familiar with these map bans. And sometimes
I always double check, because sometimes I see it and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I have to always double check. Yeah.
We are in the Discord, so Jesse will pull the admin files now. So Jesse will see what the admins. Yeah, Jesse will look at what the admins are actually like noting down, and if it's wrong, then we just try to.
I just always check they just have a spreadsheet of like the veto data. And that's just always what I go through.
When you beat EDG, that was the one you qualified for, right? You qualified for phase 2 off of the EDG match, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I fucked that up, and somebody on the subreddit actually asked this. So if
I do remember someone commenting.
Yeah, so there was a
That's
bunch
when
of
you were
shit.
asking why Blackbeard would have a shield on his back.
Yeah, that was true. That was a goofy interaction. I didn't realize that the clash knocked his shield away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just poor ball knowledge.
It's all good.
Happens.
But now you know.
I mean, Jesse didn't know either. So I mean, if it's any consolation, like
no, I know.
I was like, why the fuck does this guy have his Blackbeard shield on his back? And then literally as we're getting out of the shuttle at the hotel, you were standing there and you come up to me and you pat me on the shoulder and you go, he puts the shield away because if Clash tases it, it knocks the shield off.
Ambi was watching the VOD and he was really upset that you were picking on that guy. So I had to.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that guy was Mentalist. Unfortunately, there were ample opportunities to make fun of Mentalist at this event. So, I like Mentalist a lot, but I like Mentalist a lot, but I was wondering if there is a strategic element to it, which obviously there was, which I missed. And you will miss stuff like that. There's some tech that we don't really see all that often. You know, I remember the very first time I saw somebody was defending CCTV Clubhouse, and they reinforced the door, or they barricaded the door between top red and the wall. And I was like, why the hell would they do that? And it's because there's an angle when you're on rappel where you could use the Zofia stun, where it would bounce and it would knock the bandit off of bandit tricking or the Kaid off of Kaid tricking. So they closed the door so that wouldn't happen. And it was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I was like, wow, I was like, this is brilliant. But I was like, what the fuck are they doing? And then after the match, it was Shas actually from formerly of G2 who messaged me and was like, they do that because of this. And I'm like, no different than the Surf situation where Jesse was unsure if he fat fingered to distract the Thatcher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do just want to touch on that. If you, the person who made this subreddit thread, are listening, or if anybody on the Reddit cares, the reason why we don't often correct ourselves, and I got thrown off by the Wolves DQ. I thought you still had one more game, but I wasn't aware that the Wolves DQ had forced EDG forward.
Because it was their first game.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, the Rebellion still have one more game, whatever, no problem. That was just me for completely forgetting that Wolves gave a DQ win to EDG. And for people wondering, like, why don't we correct each other? It's the same thing. Like, if you're listening to your favorite band and they fuck up a note or two and they keep going on in the song, the band doesn't fucking stop and are like, let's do that again. The show goes on. Like, I say probably, you know, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of words across an entire event. Even if 1% of them are wrong, that's a shitload of stuff I'm saying incorrectly. And it's like, you mess up team names, things are happening too quickly for you to manage. Sometimes production is in your ear. A lot of the stumbles I have is like production will come in my ear to give me a call while I'm in the middle of a sentence, and I'll either like they'll be too loud, or like they'll be too quiet and I can't hear them, or maybe their comm is like, maybe they'll just like break and that's it, and I miss what they say. Like, just stuff like that happens. And then you're trying to, like, there are times where it's like, I'm looking up stats and I'll say like a player's name wrong, or I'll like reference another person entirely, or just stuff happens. That's it. There's no benefit for like your co-caster to call you out on it, because it just makes everybody look worse. A lot of people are not paying enough attention to know that you made a mistake. Just move on. That's it. And, you know, afterwards, Jesse turned to me and he's like, you know, SR qualified, right? And I was like, no. And I like pulled up the bracket on my tablet and I was like, fuck me, man. I was like, I cannot believe I missed that. I thought that was just an EDG elimination game and SR still had one more to go. And I was like, fuck. I felt badly because it was like, I kind of took that moment away from you and I didn't do my job properly. So
I was devastated.
Sure, you're crying in your grand finals berth.
Why didn't Parker congratulate me? Through phase one.
Let's talk.
You beat the odds. You beat the odds.
You beat the odds. I had no faith in you. I was like, let's just keep having him play elimination matches here. No, top four. Let's talk a little bit about phase one. Top four were basically the four teams that everybody imagined. Los, Falcons, Enterprise, you guys. That was pretty much everybody's bracket, just in differing order. Kyle, we've kind of kept you out of the conversation for a little bit here. Were those your predictions?
Yeah, Shopify losing to Edward Gape. No, I'm kidding. No, everyone predicted it. I think the only like real surprise out of here was Enterprise obviously beating Los. I think we all knew they were going to be pretty good.
Them going
right?
through to
the upper bracket. Yeah, and then Los kind of going to the lower bracket. I think the Falcon Shopify game, dude, you guys just play them so close.
We just lose 8-7 to them.
It's 8-7. It's and like I was like sitting there with mine, like one of these times they're gonna get them. They're gonna get them on that 8-7. But dude,
maybe we didn't go basement 5 fucking times in a row.
Oh, was that the clubhouse base?
That was the. Hey, we lost it 3 times in a row. Let's go again.
Overtime, basement again. Yeah, dude.
Why did that happen?
I thought you guys had the read.
Yeah.
No, there was also the timeout Seth took, and he goes like he said in the timeout he wanted us to like play Valk and like basically make like retake plays on main or blue. Mm-hmm. In so many words, like I'm sure he said more than that. I don't remember all the details, but that was like a specific part. And then I just mentioned at the end, I was like, because we're getting hit by the Grim and blue constantly. So I was like, what do we think about like bringing Vigil just like to play blue? Basically, that was it. Like nothing else. Just like we can do everything else the same. Just like add the Vigil for blue. and we like our brains fucking exploded, bro. Like just like everyone was like, "Who's gonna go vigil? Who's gonna go vigil? This guy's gonna." All of a sudden, we dropped our Goyo on basement. We completely forgot about the Valk thing. No one brought Valk. Fucking, we brought Vigil Blue. We had a Rooney. Don't know why. We just had Rooney.
Comfort up on the
Like,
basement,
bro. Yeah, it was bad, but
too many adaptions.
live and learn. Live and learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, I mean, yeah, phase one. I mean, it was upsetting. I think, obviously Wolves get forfeited, and Edward Gaming was missing their star player, who was technically the top player in the entire China region, right? So I was kind of curious to see what they would look like. Like, obviously Noah's a great player, but I think everyone pretty much had the read on like teams were just taking Deimos and just track him and find him because he's just going to be running around and
he's like, help, please.
And he obviously he can't communicate with them besides Mentalist, so it's just like it's not the same. It's not the same as their full five. So that was kind of disappointing because who knows? Maybe they could have put up a fight against somebody, Enterprise. But yeah, Enterprise were definitely the dark horse. It's really cool though that they stacked their team basically of Australian players, right? Like they basically were like, we know where the talent is. Let's just make one super team instead of doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it seems to have paid off. I think Parker, I made fun of you. You were Jesse.
It took to be honest, I only know, like the Australian teams that usually make the events. Right. I was under the impression that was already the case. I mean, I guess I knew about Jigsaw, like that because he was playing in Europe, and then I knew about like the Bliss kind of core.
Yeah,
and that was really it. Yeah, which
there's always been two good Australian teams.
That core is like now it's become
that was the best players.
Yeah. That was what I was under the impression. To be fair, like people have filtered out, like they got the Cairo, like as their like support IGL, like all that, and I think they were giving him a lot of credit of like doing a lot of prep work and stuff like that for them, and I think that kind of like probably like helped a lot. That he kind of came in maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I was under the impression that was already the case, but I mean, if they made the right, like if they did do that, then yeah, good choice.
I think bringing in Mag as a coach was huge too. Like, let's not like I think out of all the timeouts we listened to, Mags were among the most impressive. His prep work was fantastic. Like he knew everything that was coming, and there's like one or two rounds where, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like a coach really should know that, but I mean, that we're used to a lot of check stealers in Rainbow Six, so it's like having him be like, okay, they're going to go this site, they're going to bring these operators, they're going to do this, and then literally watching everything fall into place moments later. Again, we always say this on the broadcast, but like just because you know what's going to happen doesn't mean you can counter it. Fuck, Empire did the exact same thing every fucking round. Everybody knew what was coming, and they still beat you half the time. So it was like, it doesn't matter if you have the knowledge. Enterprise are a younger team, but I really think he helped them a lot, and he gave a lot of praise to Cairo as well for like helping with the structure of that squad.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's a great addition. I've always been a fan of him. Known him, like literally since like year two of the game. So yeah, going way back. But I'm glad to see him back on. To be honest, I was surprised, like almost. If he was looking at coaching before that, it took this long to like, or was considering before that, it took this long to like get on a solid team, because like he clearly knew what he was doing before. So yeah, glad to see him back.
Just a little plug for us, Troy. You and I had him on the show years ago.
Yes.
So if you are interested in more Mag content, you can go listen to the Magnet interview that we did with him. The episode's called, I think, Thunder Down Under or something like that. He has expressed interest in coming back on the show. In fact, we were very, very close to having him be the APAC rep for our super show pre-SLC. It just didn't end up working out. I asked both him and Wettables, just basically whoever responds first gets it. Mag obviously couldn't do it. He had other more pressing things to do, like prep for the event, but has expressed a desire to come back on. I don't know if people know his family's like lineage, but you should really like Google him and his family, because he's got like, I think he's got like Olympians in his family and stuff. Like
his brother's like an Olympic diver. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he at least got a medal like past Olympics.
I think so.
but I don't know. I don't know if he got a gold or not. But either way, like,
Yeah.
podium finish, Olympic diver. Yeah.
Impressive.
He has family members who have Wikipedia pages, and it's like when you see that, you're like, oh shit, like there's some real stuff here. He's expressed interest in coming back on the show, so we might have him on again, either for a super show or maybe do like an APAC roundup, because I know that just because of the time zone, we don't get to really watch APAC as much, and I do know that there are people like in our, I guess, like our viewership, our audience, that get upset with that, and it's like, it sucks. It's just like there's not really much I can do. Like I only have so many hours in the day when I'm casting, NA and SAL. I'm not paying attention to APAC until we get closer to the actual event, because it's just like I just don't have that time, But no, I thought he was good. He did a pretty good TriCast. Mint. How did you listen to the Magnet TriCast? What'd you think about that, Mint? Best TriCast of the event, or
I think it was the best one. I think it was the best one. I love an Australian accent. I knew it was going to be really hard for him to not say the F-bomb, though, because the best part of his timeouts was how many F-bombs he was dropping. It was just fuck this and fuck that. And, they throw the C word in there a couple times. And,
it means friend. That word means friend.
Friend. Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, that was great. Also, I loved when he told them, guys, we're on attack now. Just really let them know, like, we're switching sides,
I mean...
hey, it's got to lock him in.
Hey, it's a good reminder.
But no, I was telling him right before the TriCast, because he was absolutely nervous as hell, and I'm like, you are going to kill it. You are. Yeah. I was a nervous wreck in the fucking back room the whole time, and you guys were like, oh, you're going to do so good, and I'm like, I do not want to be here right now. Put me back in my co-streamer booth, please, where I can do whatever I want. But no, I mean, he was looking sharp. Very knowledgeable, very, very good Australian voice. I mean, what more could you want on the cast? Was he in that legendary game with Dizzle, by the way?
No, Dizzle was subbing in for him.
Dizzle took his place because his appendix blew up.
Dizzle
did he ever beat you?
No.
I like that.
I joked about him with that.
I like that.
Well, actually, we never played each other. The only time we played was when he subbed in. Yeah.
That's one of the. That's just. I'm sorry, Troy. I love you to death, and you know that. But that's a high water mark. Just watching
that one came back into my head when we played EDG the night before, because we're playing a sub, and I was like, the last time I played a sub at LAN, didn't go so well, bro. Don't get ahead of ourselves now.
I think Noah's a little bit different than Dizzle.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be better for them.
Well, Dizzle was like, just take shotguns. We're not going to win with this guy, Jump out.
Yeah. I did speak to Noah a little bit after the match, because we heard conflicting reports that they were speaking in English, and that all of the players on the team were confident enough in English. Basically, what you said, Mint, was correct, right? Like, only Mentalist was speaking English, so basically, like, Mentalist would translate for the rest of them and send it to Noah. The problem is like, you can't, like, how are you supposed to fucking do that when you're also IGLing? Yeah, like every little call, like.
What I was told was basically they'd start the round and he'd say to Noah, like, this is what we plan to do, essentially. Like, this is the plan. Yeah. And then it was like, that was it. And then he wouldn't talk again until like after the round, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I had heard.
My observation with that team was, and it was most obvious on their Nighthaven Labs match, was they would not unpeak corridors and doorways. And I don't know if anybody else picked up on this, and I don't know if you, the audience, saw this as well. But there was one part where they were by conference room looking into connector, and there was another player that was on the exterior wall that leads into connector. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody was fighting. It might have been you.
Actually, no. That was a different one. I think it was Richie Rexon.
It could have been, but one of the players on EGG that wasn't Noah peeked connector door from like the core, like the conference room hallway, looking into connector, empties his mag, and then just stands in the middle of the doorway reloading, and then gets fried. And it's like, what are you doing here? Like, why would you not just like? And once I saw that, I went back and I actually saw them do that on a bunch of different maps, where it's like, the EDG player on attack would be at the doorway, would peek, try to shoot, and then would just stand in the doorway completely exposed while they reload. And I'm like, why not just take a step so you're not in the line of fire? Because Richie got a freebie. I think Richie got a 2K off of that, if memory serves. He was playing Mira, I think,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, it would have been him.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And I noticed this a lot. And when I talked to Noah about it, Noah was like, he said it in the most polite way possible. He was like, they're really talented players. He's like, but just like the team seems to play more like individuals than a structured team. And he goes, I've been on teams like that before, so like I get it. He's like, if whether it's me or direction, he's like, it doesn't really matter. Like they should still be playing kind of like a cohesive unit. And he's like, they just make a lot of mistakes that are just a new team will do that. And it's like, yeah, like I mean, we see NA teams make mistakes. We see Brazilian teams that have been to grand finals before making mistakes. It's bound to happen. It's a shame because I think I had higher hopes for the CNL teams. Maybe not for good reason, but I wanted to see them try to, make some noise. Obviously that didn't end up happening, but I don't know. What did you two, whether you played against them or watched them, what was your main takeaway from seeing CNL match up against international team?
I just think that they played like a slightly dated version of the game almost. Like they had like ideas. I don't know. A lot of their stuff was like just like the generic like 5-man kind of ideas of things. A lot of like just layering back on defense, that kind of stuff. So I don't know, just a bit of like an older style of the game almost. And just probably need some catching up to do. But I mean, they can still shoot. They can still shoot. But yeah, I think that was my main impression. I actually didn't. I mean, it's hard to say the team play thing. I think playing faster like will almost like you need to have more team play to have success playing faster. So yeah, I think they obviously like overall slower region, I'd say.
Yeah, I think you literally covered it. They need more international experience. I don't know who they're scrimming against. Like I have no idea.
I feel like it's got to just be them and then like some APAC, right?
They play a different version of the game though, don't they? Are they able like I'm honestly asking because I
don't know.
I'd heard that they played a different build than everybody else, which is very standard in China for what it's worth. Like every game has to do this.
Yeah.
But like I don't even know, because I remember when I did that Rainbow Six mobile event a couple weeks ago, Spoit played on a team with a Chinese content creator who was on like a NetEase or a Chinese build of Rainbow Six Mobile, and they were having problems like playing with other people. So I mean, if it's affecting mobile, I have to imagine it's affecting the main game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, exactly. I mean, that why it's going to feel like they're playing an older meta. It's going to be hard to catch up unless they're able to like have good scrim partners. I don't know what it's like if they're going to be able to like, I don't know. It's not like we got NA teams flying over to China to boot camp with some of these teams, help them out.
Yeah.
Like maybe some other games. So it's going to take a little bit, but I was impressed a little bit. Like they do have gunners. They do have some really talented players that came out of nowhere. The most impressive win, obviously, for them, the only win was against FURIA at 7-3, and FURIA was one of my favorites for the event. So I don't know.
It was like all of our favorites, dude. What the fuck
happened? What the heck happened to that?
They look great, huh?
They looked wonderful.
They looked great.
7-3. I think it was Fortress. Like I think it was.
Yeah.
They got to stop
Fortress.
They got to stop playing Fortress. You know who doesn't have to stop playing Fortress? These guys right here, 4-0.
I watched all those Fortress games because we kept playing those teams on Fortress, like them and Twisted Minds. So I watched like all the FURIA ones because we're prepping for teams that played them on it. Yeah. Well, at least when they played all game, they were not playing good. They were not playing good at that event, I think.
Yeah.
Like because
I
watched them in Brazil. FURIA. I watched them in Brazil.
I don't honestly know what happened with that FURIA team. I would love to hear what happened.
Yeah, I don't know, but it literally, when I watched, it didn't look like they were playing as a team at all. Because obviously, like, when I'm trying to figure out who we're going to play, right? Like, I had the game on like on the side, but I'm not watching like in super close detail. And I just like I end up seeing they get 7-3 by all gamers. Like these guys some beasts, right? Like this was like basically right away too. And they played Weibo like kind of close, I think.
4-7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Close.
they played them kind of close.
First day.
So I was like, okay, I gotta like rewatch, see how good this actually is. And I rewatched the Fortress, and like they weren't bad, but I was watching Furia. I was like, this is not like the Furia that we saw in the Brazil League. Definitely not. A lot of just like honestly what you were saying. Noah was essentially saying about his team was like about Edward was like just complete solo plays, like one after the other, and like completely relying on it. Like there was no like end goal for the team. It was just like I might be able to walk in here, and then if it doesn't work, well, I don't fucking know. Like
Hopefully someone else could walk and get.
Hopefully someone else can, and then no one. It didn't work. Okay, good luck, Diaz. Okay.
Yeah, 1D, whatever now.
Yeah.
So,
round.
I want to hear, Kyle, what you think the reason for this is. Troy, I'm going to DM you what I think Mint is going to say, but Kyle, I want you to give me why you think.
Why are you DMing?
Well, because I want to know if I was right. Because if I say like I'm thinking of why, and then you can say anything, and I can be like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's exactly what I
like,
was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, then I look really smart.
Well,
I won't lie. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not far off from what Troy was thinking. Like, I just think they have a lot of personality on that team. I think they got a lot of zest on that team.
He was right.
Wow, yeah. So I just think like when things aren't like even like Diaz is supposed to be your calm guy, but we've seen Diaz on Liquid drop. Okay, I don't want to say that, but drop some Twitter comments and tilt out over on Liquid. So yeah, Herds is not known to be the most level-headed guy. Laura's not known to be the most level-headed guy, at least from reports. Again, I've never teamed with these players, so I don't know.
You literally talked to Carl.
Volps isn't either. Yeah,
Carl basically did all but confirm that Loira was maybe a bit too egotistical on that team when he was on the show.
Yeah. I just think it reminds me of like I'm a COD guy, so like it reminds me of like that old COD Dynasty team where if you're not winning, there's gonna be problems because everyone's just gonna have an ego and like expect greatness because they've all been on like really good teams, and if it's not meshing, it's gonna turn into like hero
Dude,
ball.
we had that. We had CLG in that Elevate team with like Skies and Laxing and all them. They were exactly the same. That team, the moment that team lost, they all just would fight and hate each other. Like,
yeah,
that was a
true.
different time, but yeah, that was how it went down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was how it went down.
You got to know how to lose. I think this is one of Troy's quotes too, and it makes sense being as old as we are. You're gonna lose more than you're gonna fucking win in this game. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah,
everybody is. Sorry, you're not gonna win everything, and if you don't learn how to lose as a team quickly, pack your bags.
Yeah.
So.
You have to be able to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're in hockey. I think this is kind of happening right now in the Colorado Vegas series for those that watch hockey. Like Colorado dog walked the league, won the President's Trophy, best team in the NHL during the regular season. They're currently down, well, I mean, this episode is going to come out in like a week. They might even be eliminated at this point. Yeah, they're down 0-3 right now. And it's like, I think adversity really does help you understand how to lose. Yeah. And it's like you get smoked and you get shell shocked and you just fall apart, right? And I mean,
I saw like a stat too for them. It was like in the last game in Game 3, they were leading after 2 periods, and so far this season, when leading after 2 periods, they were 45-0.
Yeah,
and they just finally took their first loss after, and yeah, like you might not be able to handle that because you've literally the whole season. It's like, oh, we've never blown a lead.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we blew a lead now, and it's like the most important lead they've had so far.
The stat that I saw was when Colorado was leading by 3 goals, which they were up 3-0 at one point in their most recent game. And this is Game 3 again. This episode's going to be coming out in about a week. Frankly, we're recording it quite early, so this is going to be a week outdated. They were like 21-1. And Vegas, when trailing by 3 goals, are 0-19, and Vegas ended up winning 5-3. So Colorado obviously lost that game. Vegas went from 0-19 to 1-19. But honestly, that one must taste so sweet. So yeah, I think I think for some of these teams, like being able to handle losing is important. I'm not going to give away who it was, but I talked to 2 different Brazilians after FURIA got bounced, and I was like, what do you think is the problem? And I will say, I was not smart enough to deduce this myself. They both said the thing I sent Troy, which is just too many egos. And it's, like you've got Herds and Volps, who there are plenty of stories out there of them being a bit hot-headed and hard to deal with and wanting things their way. Alamau came on the show and said, while he alluded to Loira being kind of similar, and it's like, if you've got 3 guys who are used to being the guy on their team, and now suddenly it's like, you're all together, you really don't have a lot of reps, and things are going badly, I imagine that's a really awful environment to be in. And it's one of those things where it's like, you have to hope that 1 to 2 of those guys are able to take a step back and be like, I give up, like, you take the reins, like, let's fix this. And I just don't know if that happened. And FURIA got stomped. We are in the century of humiliation for Brazil right now, because it wasn't just them. It was all of Brazil, with the exception of FaZe, looked pretty shit at this event. And
I will say, even for FaZe though, I've never like that. The turnaround in that match against DZ, I've never seen like a game like that for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like ever. Like I feel like they're always close.
Yeah.
I've never seen something like that where it was just, like, wasn't it like they lost like almost 14 rounds straight. It was like 13, and then they won one.
Yeah, you could literally see the pivot in their body language midway through that second map when they started losing. They literally started desk slamming KDS, looking more pissed than he normally does. He's always pissed, but like they literally were like eye rolling, desk slamming. It was like, whoa, what happened to FaZe? Like, what happened?
Something you never see. Yeah,
I don't know. It's a mystery, and again, like I obviously, the way that I see the meta, I don't see this as being an unfavorable meta for Brazil. So it's you can't blame it on that, right? Like, it's still fast, it's still shield oriented. I will say it's less shield reliant, at least from the numbers that we saw. And Intel is obviously leading the way more than anything. Shields are obviously still important, but they're not. I would argue that
I think they're good, but I think it's more like a skill set thing. Like I think that's probably DZ's an example. Like Kino's a really good shield player.
Yeah.
But like he still plays them all the fucking time.
Guards.
I just think, I think if you're not good at it, I do think it can get abused. Like the teams are better at killing and dealing with shields. Essentially, I think. So unless you're like pretty damn good with them, I think you get punished more often, I'd say.
Yeah, and I mean, there's that shield counter that's supposed to be coming next season as well, right? The codename Firecracker or whatever. Is it 2 seasons from now?
Not this Dokkaebi season.
No, sorry. I'm already in the Dokkaebi thing.
Okay,
Is like, no, like the next, like year or season 3 or whatever. Dokkaebi's season 2, right?
Because I thought it was this season. I was kind of sad.
No, I think it's coming out, and it's probably going to come out around August, right? Because that's the current.
You want the shield counter? Really, Kyle? Really?
You want Troy to retire?
What happened
like,
to
what's
you?
going on here?
No, I'm saying for
Troy?
himself, Mr. Blitz.
I mean, how much of a counter is it for one, and two? Like, how viable is it? Like, you're just gonna drone this guy and be like, all right, let's just run Dokkaebi Debo Snake instead. Like, once you see him, you're just like, all right.
That is the other thing is like there are very good alternatives, I think, to having the shields, because I think the big thing is shields give you information. And there's so many like good information ops now that you don't have to have them. It's kind of one or the other, I guess. But yeah, Deimos, Snake, Doke,
the new Doke,
Jackal.
You still got Lion was still rocking a pretty healthy pick rate as well.
Lion counts as well.
Lion's pick rate was still pretty good. So
Twitch Brava still kind of count a little slower, but
F2.
F2.
I like to see
with the vertical grip, man.
Personally, I think
I've been loving the Ying shotgun.
Yeah,
I've been loving it. Yeah,
that thing just melts.
That thing is crazy. That thing is
anywhere up close, you can't lose. Like it's so.
Troy, you should play more often.
One of his most picked operators.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it got banned quite a bit.
I know. I have to get a couple jabs in here and there. Do we want to take a second to talk about the Dokkaebi rework? No real counters at the present point in time.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm sure you get like I know the gist of it. Like, I know how it works. Is it? So I saw like that people were saying you could spam call people.
Yes.
Like, is there a cooldown or like basically none?
No. The thing is, you will have by the
Okay.
time you like get up to the building, you have like 3 calls. So you have to
You get
wait
them
for the other 2. You got to wait for the other 2 to go in.
So you spawn in with
charge.
2, and then it's like
You
what?
spawn
like
in with 2,
10
and by the
seconds
time you
later?
get up to the building, yeah, it's like 3. And if I know you're roaming as Solus, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you
Yeah.
again, and I'm gonna call you again. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's no
I
cooldown.
don't even think. I think someone mentioned it. I think it's more annoying as like death spot anchor.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Like Clubhouse Rafter.
Yeah.
Monty walks up the stairs. Phone starts ringing. What you gonna do? Like, you gonna answer it? Okay.
I'm not answering.
Like, I'll ADS and kill you. You're not answering it? Okay. Sit in the fire. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be a bit absurd. And then, yeah, like, site hits. You call the anchor. Like, good luck to that guy. Yeah. I mean, I guess that has like a bit of more of a window. Like, is the call duration the same duration? I'm assuming so. Right.
Shorter.
Shorter. Okay.
It's shorter.
How
You basically
much?
have to turn it off. You also lose your
what was it
phone
before?
too, right?
7, so it's like 5 now, 4 or 5.
You lose
Okay.
your phone. Don't forget that. Like imagine like you're last alive and you let your phone blow up earlier. You have to rely on your teammates. Like you won't be able to go on like cams yourself, right? Like
True.
Yep.
that sucks.
Also
Like
true.
like think of your Echo or your Maestro.
Well, if you're Echo, you're answering that fucking
It's
thing.
a big nerf to
You gotta be
Maestro.
safe.
Yeah,
No,
you
I know,
have
but
to.
I'm like,
Yeah.
imagine you're like Maestro or Echo in a position where you can't silence it. You're fucked. Your
Well,
gadgets are done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can't go on your can't go on your own drones. Like you
I
can't go on
think
your
you'd be-
evil eyes.
I think that'd be kind of troll. Like if you're playing Echo or Maestro at that point, and you're not playing in a spot where you can answer your phone,
Have you played
or
ranked?
already mute. Well,
Have you played ranked? Have you seen what
Well,
the
like, if they're-
creatures do at all elos? Like
yeah, like they're not even picking Echo or Maestro to use them though.
Yeah,
yeah, but that doesn't
good
change
point.
me as the guy
Good point.
watching my Echo do this. Like I'm not.
Good point.
Sure, man.
We do it. There is an audience that exists outside of just pro play, and I have been seeing an increase in comments on the videos being like, can you focus on console stuff? We do have somewhere on my list. I do have like a console thing where I'd love to get like Aiden and Raid and maybe Kason on to talk about console stuff. But
I can get cases.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
our episode. I want to track how many episodes in a row you've said his name. You got to be in the double digits at this point.
I told him I told him I would.
Yeah.
Yep. You want me to talk about golf now or?
Oh, fuck off about golf.
I was actually gonna bring it up when you mentioned Roy because you said Roy was showing you the ropes or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, you gonna golf with him soon?"
I did.
Have you golfed? You have. Okay.
It's on his Instagram. Don't look it up. It was awful. But he's gonna come to Vegas. We're gonna golf more. Sorry, Parker.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Troy
yeah. Dude,
Troy
I love
came
Roy.
over and we played Mario Golf. That's my golf story. That was
Heck
fun.
yeah.
Terrible
Nice
with that.
shot.
Yeah, if we just yell nice
That's
cock.
what. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what we say.
Nice cock.
We did that at the one event we boot camped at. In Manchester. Remember when we played the Wii golf? Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was Manchester, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This was 2 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Cannot believe that. Really thankful that Troy got knocked out earlier and stuck around because just from like a vibes perspective, all of the talent I was working with were British, and they were all just like in Manchester.
I made the semifinals.
Well, okay, but you but like, you actually went out. You left.
What?
Like you had a social life that event, which is rare for you.
Yeah, after we lost for like.
Well, okay, sure,
the
but I
last
mean,
2
like, dude, even
days.
getting like 1 or 2 days with you is all I can ask,
Yeah,
right? Like,
well,
I'm just there,
I
and they're
think
just
now
like,
it's like if I'm out early, I'm going home, man.
yeah, I know.
It's
The Brits were just Britishing it up, and everywhere I went, it was just like British this, British that, and I was like, I wish I was not here right now. So I was like, having Troy there and Jesse there was really quite nice. I was like finally able to have a bit of a social life at the event, save me from the evil Brits. About Dokkaebi as well, though. I think it was Kudos. Speaking of Brits, I think it was Kudos who shared a video of like how much it counters a Cav, because like Cav has to like exit her ability or something. Why are you frowning?
Who's playing Cav?
There are millions of people who play this
Sorry,
game
keep
casually
going,
every
sorry.
day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, there are millions
when
of
you
people
want to
who
talk
play this
about
casually every day.
You also
they
just
matter.
pick Deimos.
when you want to talk about more like useful operators, let me know and I'll tell you.
Oh
the
yeah, okay.
Go ahead, Cav. Yep.
The Cav meta. It's crumble.
When an operator is fuck you guys, fuck off. we get casual people who watch the show.
Yeah.
We get casual people who watch the show. Which, by the way, we do read all the comments. Somebody in one of the 2 most recent videos left a comment the other day saying like, it'd be great if you guys did this podcast like over gameplay. So we're going to be introducing like Subway Surfers on the side just for people who are not able to sit still for a prolonged period of time. We're just going to have gameplay. Like I hate to break it to some of you because we do want your feedback. And if you're watching this, obviously we want to hear what your thoughts were on Salt Lake City, Sound Off. Obviously we want to hear your thoughts on, whatever you want. Lots of people have given Troy his thoughts, so maybe leave those out of the comments. But for everybody else, like, we love reading the comments. I read just about every single comment that's left on every single video because I think that feedback's important. But for people who want us to like do it over gameplay, or like another guy was like, oh, you should have like some kind of like moving overlay. But it's like, look, I understand that a lot of people have like ADHD and shortened attention spans, but this is long form content. Like, we might get somebody to do shorts for us, but like beyond that, there's going to be no Subway Surfers. Like, that's just not what if you're looking for a podcast that does that, I hate to break it to you, but it's not going to be us. That's just not what we do.
Pro tip, just throw the podcast on, watch something else in the meantime.
There you go.
The audio.
You can do it
or
yourself.
play and have it in the background, something like that.
While you're getting your 10K steps. A little bit of vitamin D.
There you go.
I love a good walkable city. But God bless America for their commutes because they're able to ingest our episode in like a day's worth of driving to and from work. What a great place it is. If you live in like Europe and you were trying to listen to this on your commute to work, an episode would take you like a month because your commute's probably like 10 minutes. So God bless America for that one. I like the Dokkaebi rework. I think she's in a healthy spot where you can balance her a little bit better. The old way was very simple.
I agree with that. For the record, I prefer the rework. It's like in some spots it's going to be annoying, but I thought she was literally like skillless before. Like I've always been a hater. Like when I was on DZ with Kyle, we literally perma-banned her. In the old bans where it was just removed for everyone. But I don't know. It was like you pop the call and you just walk, like you don't have to think.
You just do that.
Like, do I hear someone? Oh no, okay. Free space. I mean, Snake is similar, but Snake, it's not global. Snake, at least you have to say to your teammates, oh, there's no one here, I'm taking it. Okay.
Global's the problem, right? It's just the fact that it's global. You one button.
Yeah.
At least now you have a skill. Like you mentioned this way long ago about like, you love operators that there's actually like a skill ceiling to it, right? Like Pulse, what the information you can kind of do with it, right? Like you have this Pulse scanner, you see the info and all the plays you can make off it. Like Dokkaebi was button, SMG12, walk, nothing.
Yeah.
So
there should be trade-offs, right? There's no like, what's the trade-off to Dokkaebi and Lion? There is none. You press a button and it just does its thing. Yeah.
You just kind of need to like roughly when to use it, but like you don't really need to know much. Like you have two phone calls. You're either calling when you're trying to plant so that they can't be on cams. You're calling when you're trying to get in the building, or you're calling like when the team is trying to like clear something to give info. That's it. So like don't use them willy-nilly, I guess. That's about it. Like
now like I like how Call Out mentioned too in the other episode that it's kind of similar to Deimos now. I mean, you have if you get the information that one guy's roaming above, you could use it very similar. Just call that guy, go hunt him down if you want. Another really good counter I found is like it's another counter to bandit tricking. I mean, a lot of people are really annoyed with wall denial operators in the game. Yeah. And in ranked, you only get one ban anyways. You get rid of Cade, they might run a bandit, and now you just run Doke. EMPs, call the bandit. You EMP, he has to answer it, or he blows up and sits in a fire, and you're able to get like the ace charge off or whatever off. So
is the window long enough for that though?
For bandit checking, it has been in our tests.
Okay.
Unless they're trolling, because I have not been called as a bandit yet, so I don't know. But
Okay,
it's
I
worked
feel
so
like
far.
that might need to dabble because I just don't know like the exact window on the call. So like I feel like I don't know.
It's like a 4 or 5 second call. He answers it. Yeah. There might be a timing there. There might be a timing, but so far it's at least it's scared them enough where it's like
yeah. I mean it'll still fuck with people. Okay.
yeah. Other than that, like operator wise, I mean, scope posts, it's still good for scope posts. If there's ever scope post roam, so we can't TP. Dokkaebi's usually brought out for like clubhouse, where we probably get a lot of scope posts at competitive. Otherwise, though, I mean, yeah, it is just a good operator. The fact that you can hack cams from anywhere, just look through the wall, and like, beep, cams are gone, is crazy.
That is definitely a benefit. Yeah.
So I was definitely thinking it was going to be a nerf, and the information meta would be nerfed, and you would just be able to ban Snake and be fine. But now I don't know. It seems pretty dang strong from initial testing. We'll have to see how you guys get it in scrims and competitive.
Yeah.
But like you said, the power spots for sure. Blue stairs on bank is one that people are like, you know, you just call that guy and swing him. He has to choose one or the other.
Yeah, I will say one probably sleeper one that I don't think probably people have mentioned too much is like she was kind of brought as an alternative to IQ. Like if you're trying to play faster, like IQ you bring if you're playing slower to deal with Valk, whereas if you're trying to play faster, you just bring Doke and like they're not on cams while you're going, and then hopefully you get a kill, and then now you know where the cams are.
Yeah.
Whereas that you can't really do now. Like you can do it to like isolate someone, but you can't do it like, oh, they're not like everyone's knocked off cams. They can't capitalize on the information while we're going. So
true. Oh, wow.
Little shadow Valk buff, I'd say.
Something annoying for you too is Clash. It's a big Clash counter because you got to put the goddamn Clash shield down all the time to answer your phone.
I didn't think of that one. I didn't think of that one, bro.
I forgot about that one, but
that is a big one. Yeah, holy fuck.
Yeah. You might as well just tank it. I mean, what we've seen, and I don't think you're gonna think this is viable, Troy, but what we've seen is teams just saying F getting on cams and they run Thunderbird, and like your Clash just like heals up on the Thunderbird. You're like, fuck it, dude. I'm not hopping on cams anyway. I am a cam.
I'll bring that one up, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely don't need the phone, but I don't know if we're bringing Thunderbird. Because I never get on cams as Clash. Like, I will always ask someone else to do it. Like even early round, I'll always ask someone else to do it because I can just go face track something. Like, but, that is annoying. That is a solid Clash counter. Which, to be fair, I don't think there was quite enough Clash counters. Because the Zoe stun is Mickey Mouse, not a real thing. Nomad is good. Nomad's good. Cap is good, and then Cali is the other good one. Sledge, if you like, it's like pure like counter. Like you know the guy's route and like where he's gonna be, and like I don't know, like some like
you almost
the classic that people have done it to me on is the kitchen Nighthaven
kitchen
Labs.
On labs. You almost
it's happened to me in scrims. People set up some fucking ambushes on me on that one. But I think it was against FaZe at SI, where he fucking hot breached in the lobby window as Sledge, and then fucking ran me down. Like, oh my god, bro! Oh my god, it's like terrifying, bro.
Yeah.
The comms were literally like, I was like, oh, okay, they're clearing top mats. I'm falling down. Sledge!
I've been waiting for it to happen again, though. Every time after I saw that round, I'm like, ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. I forget who it was. Yes,
Jeez.
Someone ran the Sledge pocket EMPs in scrims.
Yeah.
Guy came out of nowhere, threw one at me, fucking. Oh my god, bro.
Well, your labs is something that'll probably, because you guys love to do an old Capital Nomad ban, so.
Or the old
Clash.
Yeah. We'll see. Dokkaebi, though. Dokkaebi.
Who
knows? Mood's still solid.
Would like to use this opportunity to ask the good
but
people
like,
of our show.
wait, you have to already be on it?
You have to already be standing on it.
It doesn't cancel it the way it does.
Doesn't cancel. At least right now. I don't know if it's a TTS bug, because that sounds like a TTS bug.
It better be a bug. We said this in the DZ show. Like, it better be a bug. If not, that's just stupid. Like,
yeah.
You need a counter.
Yeah, that'd be annoying. Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to hear the community's thoughts on the Dokkaebi changes. Old Dokkaebi versus new Dokkaebi. Excitement to use her. I don't think she'll be out by the time this episode gets out, but it will be very close. She's out on the TTS or whatever the heck it's called these days, so people can go over there and try it.
I think it's just TS.
Whatever.
We're not
Test
technical
server.
test serving.
No, I don't think
Just
it's
a test
technical
server.
anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's very untechnical.
Yeah.
We are just a little bit, I think we're just a little bit over an hour at this point, and we still want to get into Troy in the grand finals here. Phase 2 was what we were very briefly talking about. Do we want to, were there any other matchups during phase 2 that we really want to like dive into? Do we want to talk about Twisted Minds? I kind of do. I also like to talk about Virtus Pro and Five Fears. Those are the 3 teams that I think would be really interesting to dive into. I don't know if you guys have any
They
preference?
champs.
CAG and Lowe's.
What is there to say about CAG? CAG joins events to go home at 16th. It's a time-honored tradition, unless it's reload. Unless
Okay.
it's reload.
I'm gonna send this to them.
I like CAG. Anaton's been on that team for fucking 10 years. Like, let's maybe switch some stuff up here. Like, you're good
We're
enough.
going to Anaton.
Well, it's not even. I'm just saying. Like, look, like they've been a very loyal org, and I appreciate it. And it's like CAG is just like they stink. They do stink. Like, let's be honest. Like, they're good enough to be like top 2 in their region, and then they get no farther than like first elimination. Like, I honestly don't even know if they make it out of phase 1 with the teams that were in there. Like, so it's just like they're fine, but like we said this about Falcons for Christ's sake, right? We were like, oh, do Falcons blow it up because they keep making second, but they can never win it? It's like CAG keeps making 16th and they're not blowing it up. Like, at what point are you like, maybe we should try something new? And again, CAG is like one of these.
They get second in APAC.
They get to travel, Parker.
No, and
They're all just
like I
bros
said,
traveling.
I know,
I agree.
I know, and I like the CAG guys a lot.
To
And it's
be
like,
to be fair, I actually do feel like they made that change when they brought in like Shureep. I think it was like Boston SI. I actually felt like they were pretty solid there. They were in our group, which was like literal group of death. It was us, FaZe, Secret, and Furia, and then K. Like, that's a tough group to make it out of.
Yeah.
So and they actually like they
Beat Furia.
beat Furia. Yeah, they beat Furia.
Chalet.
there. It was best of 3 too. Because it was Cafe, Chalet. I don't know if they played 3 maps, but it was best of 3 because they played Cafe as well. But anyways, like beat Furia, like they actually, and then they ended up going to reload, and then
do not try to do not
and then they made
disrespect me by trying to
Grand
pretend
finals.
that reload.
well, no, and then they made a grand finals, and then some fucking shit happened. And
That Black Ray situation was fucking insane, by the way. That was fucking insane.
And they've been trying to recover since.
Is Double D the answer?
Probably not. Wasn't he their coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
But
pretty
he's
fucking
still
rough.
playing for like 6 months.
Well,
now,
I
isn't it?
feel like I mean,
they don't-
surely they just don't think they have an alternative, but surely there is. They got to do.
Is Double D
honestly,
the answer you asked? They're the first
honestly,
person eliminated in phase 2. Their first
They
team.
got to do. They got to do the enterprise approach. Bring in Nina and Rek.
Here it is. Put it, guys.
Bring in Nina and Rek.
Need and wreck.
Take out Double D, and
who?
Who's the other one?
You got Chibisu, Arcoli, Shureep, and Anaton.
It's not Shureep or Anaton. Tell you
So
that.
sorry, Arcoli, or isn't Arcoli the one that speaks English, right? For all the interviews?
That sounds about right.
I think so. And then Chibisu. I'm not too sure.
His name is eerily similar to R. Kelly, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Well,
when
that's why I was
casting.
really trying to be careful. Yeah.
Because we
That's
saw
why
his
there's
name
so-
the
there's
first
so
time, and
many
we're
call-outs
like,
on
there's no way,
maps.
dude. There's no way here.
R. Kelly, yeah. Well, that's why like people were like they had R. Kelly and Black Ray on the same team. That's crazy. And a coach named Double D. Like, wow.
like, I mean, all jokes aside, like, I like an underdog story. I'm really susceptible to the underdog story. There are people like like one of the fathers of Last Free Nation, Monte Cristo, fucking hates underdog stories. He's like, I want to see the best teams pulverize the worst teams. Like, he's like, they're the best. I want them to fucking stomp everybody. And there's people who approach it like that way. And there's people who are like, I don't care. I just want to see the story, manifest. If it's a team that's doing the stomping and they get stomped, sure, who cares? For me, it's like, I love an underdog story. I think it's really easy to sell. I think it's really easy for people to, to latch onto. I think it creates a level of unpredictability that almost, necessitates people watching. Like, if CAG makes the finals, you're fucking watching it. You don't you got it. Either it's going to be a good match or you're going to watch the train derail. Like, either way, it's like, you got to see it, and it's like, I would love for them to do well. But like, outside of Reload, their best finish was Mexico Major, where they had that freak show match, the tiebreaker with Team One, where they were like a couple rounds. I think
they were starting to be onto something, legitimately.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
yeah.
They got derailed by a fucking murder trial. Like,
was it murder? I thought it was just kidnapping. I thought he was kidnapping or something, and then he ended up being like not guilty or whatever. But
I'm exaggerating for the clicks and the views.
The thing that I don't understand though is that if he really is fully innocent,
that's
the Fett topic
Here comes.
Here comes. Troy's been boiling under the surface, just like hot at the collar, waiting to go after Fett.
That's it. That would have been his title.
My question
he might make a video off that now. I might have just gave him a good idea.
Fett reacts to
how Japan's number one team got derailed by a murder trial.
That is kind of good for clicks, yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Fett watches every episode he's not on his own stream, and then often makes videos on it. It's very it's an Ouroboros, it's a snake eating its own tail at this point. So he's 100% going to watch this and be like, yo chat, would you watch that? You think that'd be good? Yo, that's kind of fire. Like, Troy spitting. Like,
you just call Fett a snake, by the way? Put that on Reddit.
No, I said an Ouroboros is the snake eating its tail. I'm saying, like, we create it. I know. Fett watches it, creates content about it. Troy watches it. We talk about it, and it just keeps going back in circles. No, I mean, the question I have to ask about CAG very quickly is Black Ray was inconsistent. There are games where he would be like, he'd play Buck on Chalet and he'd absolutely clean up. And then he'd play like fucking Fink on Bank and he'd be dog water, But it's just like, if he was good, the only reason why they moved him off of the team was because they thought he was part of like a kidnapping. If he is exonerated and is cleared of all charges, why not bring him back? Like, that's am I dumb? Like, why not?
I don't know.
If he's good enough and he's innocent, fucking bring him back. Who cares? Like, I don't know.
I've never had a teammate.
You've never had a teammate kidnap somebody that you know of?
Really?
You know of?
And then, that's, it's not something a lot of people have had to deal with. Hey, I'm sure they got their reasons for not wanting to bring him back.
Maybe Double D's a vibe guy.
I don't know.
Maybe Black.
I don't know.
It
could be vibes. It could be org related. Could be something. I don't know.
Org related is true too.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this as an ignorant Westerner, but like, respect and reputation is really important in Japan. I mean, like, I know you guys kind of joked about it earlier, but like Diaz making that tweet about a nuke going off after playing a Japanese team.
Whoa, I didn't joke. I just serious. Keep going.
It was a real thing. And I was like, I obviously didn't want to touch that. I didn't touch the Black Ray thing either, because it's just like, I don't want to wade into this stuff. Like, it's not worth the cheap heat of making a joke about it and possibly like ruining my career, getting like the wrong people pissed off. But it's like, I think we kind of overlook how much that stuff matters to some of these teams. And it might just be like the stink of the accusations are too much to overcome. And maybe they're worried about reputation or sponsors or whatever. Even if he is fully cleared, people, whether you're guilty or not guilty, will have made up their mind and ultimately come down on that. And I have no doubt, in a very similar circumstance, there might be people who are like, well, Black Ray still could have done it. Maybe there just wasn't enough information at the trial. Why bother risking it on him? And if that's the case, like, so be it. That could be the case. But it's just like, my basic understanding is like, if he didn't actually do any of this, why does he lose his career? Like, bring him back. But like, CAG hasn't. So I'm wondering if there's something more there. So
I can't believe we've actually been talking about CAG for 5 minutes. Didn't you want to talk about 5 fears or somebody?
I didn't
He
want
was
to talk about CAG
trashing
at
him,
all.
man.
I didn't want to fucking talk about CAG one bit.
He was trashing him, and
We had a lot to say.
yeah.
I have feelings. I have opinions. I want to talk about 5 Fears. I want to talk about Virtus Pro, and I want to talk about Twisted Minds. Those are my 3 teams I wanted to talk about in Phase 2. I don't know if you guys have anything different here. 5 Fears, I didn't actually get to watch any of the 5 Fears games. And I haven't gone back to rewatch them yet because I don't think it's particularly relevant at this point in time. But depending on if I end up casting 5 Fears during the NAL Stage 1 coming in a couple weeks, I'll go back and rewatch them.
Who were the other best of 3s against? I know they played Wildcard for...
it was CAG, All Gamers, and Wildcard. They 2-0'd CAG, they 2-0'd All Gamers, and they lost a Wildcard, which was ultimately for the spot on LAN.
Okay. Got it.
I didn't watch them. I didn't see when I was tuning in, it seemed like they were competitive. Like they took FaZe to 12 rounds. They took VP to OT. Like, what you guys? What's your thing? What's your ball knowledge telling you about them?
I didn't really watch that much. They're a competitive team though. Like, they made the event. They won the NAL. That's the NAL.
Why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh?
It sounded like he was really trying to think of good things.
Fucking JJ the champ. JJ the champ.
Og Nation.
No, but they're
Og Nation.
Genuinely, they are a solid team and like a competitor. Good. But as far as like at the event, I didn't watch a ton, so can't really comment. But they were playing, teams close. Apparently, Forrest was back in Astralis Prime. I did see that.
He was.
I did
Forrest
see that.
did look good from a couple clips I watched, but I mean,
he was like,
those are clips.
I mean, for a while though, he was like up there and fucking rating and stuff. Like back to it. I don't know.
He was their second highest rated player on the team.
Yeah,
that's abnormal.
For majority of the event, he was first. I think by the end,
crazy.
It changed, but majority, I'm pretty sure he was highest rated.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
No, I mean that's great. That's a legit concern with 5 Fears. I think when you see like JJ and Forrest on the same team, you're like, oh, you're gonna have 2 guys going like triple negative. I
think that also goes to like the role thing of like what you're playing, because Forrest plays like Snake, Dokkaebi. I'm pretty sure he literally does whatever he wants on defense. Like when I was watching, legitimately their setups were like he honestly he was like Cyber. He was like they had their whole setup and then Forrest got to be Cyber and just do whatever he wants.
Which is what he excelled on Astralis.
Yeah. He's just like creating chaos and just trying to cause problems. So I do think maybe not to that extent, like, but I do think roles have to do with that of like, I don't think he's like full-time calling. I think he's calling their defenses, right?
He and JJ share calling, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say when I listened in, it sounded like he was like calling defenses. When I'd hear the timeouts, he would always comment on defenses.
Pretty
like
sure he comments on defenses, and he's the secondary caller on attack. JJ handles it.
Okay, that's what it seemed like from listening. So yeah, like I'm not too surprised that it helps him perform better because it goes a long way, I think. Role wise, at least.
For the numbers, by the way, Snake was highest rated with a 110 EPS. Snake was plus 23 on KD. Second best entry. JJ Blast had the best entry on the team.
That's the champ.
Forrest was second on the team, which is what Mint had said, 102 EPS. Forrest was plus 12 for KD, and was also plus 2 on entry. Spent the lion's share of attack playing Capitao, Grim, and Lion. Those were his 3 most played attackers. On defense, by far and away, his most played defender was Mute, and then it was Tachanka and Aruni right after it. JJ obviously was the lowest rated player on the team, which should come as no surprise. But even then, he was only a 92 EPS, which is pretty good if that's your worst rated player. He was a minus 15 KD, but he was a plus 5 on entry, and JJ was playing his 3 most played attackers were Blackbeard, Blitz, Monty, baby. So honestly, like 4 of the guys plus KD, like good costs across the board for everybody. Like the underlying numbers for 5 years are pretty good, but again, they did play CAG and all gamers to get those numbers. If you play, you know, if you play Twisted Minds, DZ, if you play, you know, maybe even like Los or something like that, those numbers are probably worse. Like, you know, to rack up the score against CAG and all gamers, I don't think is a terrific achievement, especially if you're supposed to be the NA champs. So like, yeah, you should be 2-0ing those. I did watch a bunch of the wildcard matchup. I remember I did watch a bunch of it. I watched map 3 and it was
the main one I watched.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty good series through and through. But I mean, that's a wild card that made top 8, but clearly did not look like themselves. Obviously, because they didn't have Adrian. Duh. So wild card, like if you look at the run that 5 years had, like yeah, FaZe and VP are tough first 2 games, but you were the best team out of North America. You should be matching up well against them, and they did. You know, they went all 12 rounds against FaZe, lost 7-5. They went 14 rounds against VP, lost 8-6. Then the road gets a lot easier. I think honestly, like the team is not bad. I think coming into Salt Lake, I was worried that they were going to get absolutely annihilated. Kind of like we've seen from other teams, like E1, that Brazilian team that looked like okay in Brazil and then came in and just got absolutely shellacked. Like I was a little worried Twisted Minds might actually end up in that same boat. I'm pleasantly surprised they didn't, but
they have overall, like enough experience now though.
Yeah.
Like they've made a few events where, and they've even made playoffs before. I think what was the first one?
Was it Montreal or Atlanta?
Boston, SI.
I think Montreal or Atlanta they made it, didn't they? As GK?
Was it? It was Montreal Major. It was the Montreal Major. And Boston, I want to say Boston SI, they also made it like pretty deep. They didn't make stage, but they made it pretty deep there. I
remember casting Hashom on LAN.
But it was the Montreal Major. It was the Montreal Major.
It was the first match of the day when there was like no crowd, or second match of the day or something like that.
Yeah.
After VP got eliminated first match.
No, they played VP. Pretty sure.
Did they? Was that it?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Could be, because I remember us talking about VP a bunch during the match. And I can't remember if it was because it was against them or not. I thought it was the match before, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Maybe it was after. I don't know.
Do you guys have anything more to add about 5 years?
They were competitive.
Yeah.
Ballsack Nation. Like, there's nothing to hang your head about, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of Ballsack Nation, I mean, like literally, they were competitive.
Hang your nuts, not your head.
Yeah, there we go. Hang your nuts. Like you mentioned it. I mean, close games versus FaZe, close games versus VP. Like, I think that's just them coming in. They've never dropped a map. They were completely they dominated NAL. They didn't even drop a map. This is what they needed. They needed some close losses. They battled back through adversity. They showed NA on top, and then honestly, like again, that wildcard game, they were 1 round away from 2-0ing them. That cafe went 8-7, right? Like, and then we could have been talking about. I just got chills. We could have been talking about JJ on stage. Holy cow!
That meant your best friend Houghton Matthews wasn't there.
That's why I got chills. I was scared actually because I had a conversation. But I had a conversation with Matt literally the day before that game, and I was like, "Please don't fucking lose," because he would have went home. I wouldn't, but I would hang out with him, and I would have you probably wouldn't even ask me to cast. Shit. So, yeah, I mean they're competitive. NA's looking real competitive though this stage. I'm glazing that 100 Thieves team. They're looking.
You called it. You manifested that, by the way. You said Houghton. I
already knew it was happening.
Did you?
No, I didn't. No, I called that when Matt was on the podcast.
You said that Gomez was going to get dropped as well. You said Gomez Yaga would get dropped. They dropped Pamba instead, and you talked a little bit about it on your stream, and it got put on the Reddit. It got put on Reddit.
It did.
My favorite website.
It did. I might have made it big time. I'm on Reddit now. I talk so openly and candidly on my stream because I'm not under a contract with anybody. I'll tell stories all day long of like my experiences. It's never been clipped before, but this one was clipped. Basically, to sum it up, it was just everyone is confused why you would drop Pamba over Gomez. And look, I'm just completely honest. Troy, you can confirm nor deny, whatever. But like Pambazoo, great fucking player. I love Rob as a person, but he could be hard-headed at times, and I think that was a little bit of what experiences that I think they were dealing with on 100 Thieves as well, where he wants to play the game straight, super fucking smart, by the way. Like, he understands the game, understands gaps and things like that, but he wants to play his way. He wants his operators, he wants his guns, and that's how Rob plays. And
Sounds
Gomez,
like
Gomez on the other side is, like, from what I've heard from other people in circles as well. I've never worked with Gomez, but I've heard Gomez is an extremely hard worker. There was a time on OG when, like, none of the coaches were doing the work and he was doing all the strats and, like, all the prep and everything. I also think he gets overlooked a lot. I actually think he's a pretty damn good lurker. His stats kind of have been showing it. Like, he's really consistent in that role. I think his comms are pretty dang good too. And honestly, I don't think he's ever been on an actual good team with people around him that are putting in the work. So I think this is good for him. Like, if he is who I think he is, I think this is like a good spot for him to kind of prove himself. And if he doesn't, then I think the rest of the community will be like, well, that's an easy spot for 100 Thieves to upgrade. But, so he's going to have an uphill battle. But that's my experience. That's where I come out with Rob. I still think Rob's great, and I still think Rob should be in the league if he wants to be in the league. But he could just be a little bit hard to work with at times. There was a couple days on DZ where I did not want to be there because Rob is having one of his days or one of his moods. So
this is very enlightening for me because I mean my impression of Pamba, who is Rob, by the way.
I call him Bert.
Bert and Ernie.
We've been trying to
Love it.
We've been trying to use like gamer names because not everybody knows their like real names. But anyway, I will say my impression of him is he doesn't really talk. He just, every time I would come hang out with DZ, whether Troy was on the team or not, he would just kind of sit there and he'd laugh and nod, and that was basically that was my interaction with him. That was it. And so now to hear that he like kind of broods and gets like frustrated and all that jazz, I don't want to say it's revealing, but like it's quite surprising, frankly. Like,
he's a competitor.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's easy for us to just like base our opinion of somebody off of a couple interactions. And I mean, like, hey, there's Rainbow Six talent that are really quiet and seem really nice all the time, but then behind closed doors, they're assholes and they're hard to work with. And some of them don't work on the show anymore. It's just, you never really know what people are like until you actually like get to experience them when things are bad and things are stressful and a whole other person can emerge. So, but to your point about Gomez, by the way, I remember a very similar conversation about Diaz for a long time. And like how Diaz was not good enough and how that friendship roster and like none of them are good enough and none of them should even be playing. And then Diaz goes over to Liquid and does really well. And then goes over to FURIA. And I think he was the highest rated player in Brazil during kickoff. Like, I mean, fuck, look at Matt. Look at Matt and Cold. Like, he would look pretty bad on certain teams. And then literally he would go to a new team and just look like the best player in the league. A change of scenery is really important a lot of times. Finding a system and teammates that gel, really important sometimes. So, I think people are being a little bit too hard on Gomez. I'm always willing to give people another shake, and I agree with you. I don't think Gomez has really ever had a chance to succeed. So now he does. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. I was actually reached out to by Bodega too, because like more so that was not really to shit on Panba. It's more to like everyone get the hell off Gomez's back because everyone's just like, why is he on the team? Bro thinks he belongs on the team, and it's just like, give him a shot, man. And like Bodega obviously worked with Gomez before too, and was like, thank you for kind of speaking about this, and then which was really cool.
Yeah,
because
I've only heard good things about him too. I do think like there's still a lot for him to prove, obviously, but I've only ever heard good things about him. Like I've always heard he's a hard worker. Don't know, like pretty solid understanding of the game. Like maybe not perfect, but pretty solid understanding of the game for sure. And like he's never performed like terribly, I'd say. So I'd say it's a good opportunity for him. I think they do look like a solid team. Definitely another threat.
Another threat. I like that. Another Troy v Hot and Cold showdown.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe. Apparently it's always Ambi for him though.
Yeah.
It's the Ambi 20
Right.
bombs.
Right.
It's the Ambi 20 bombs every time.
Dude, what is that? What have you been feeding that kid? I don't know. Arby's?
He's been that good the whole time,
Arby's?
bro. To be fair, I think I saw Seth say something about it, but like Ambi's been doing like that good the whole time. Just we haven't been doing good as a team. But like he's like I don't think he's had like a bad event or a stage or anything. Not that I've remembered. Like he's always gone pretty fucking crazy, I'd say.
Just not 21-1, but still.
Well, I mean that was
like that's crazy.
But that's also
really
like
good.
we were playing really good as a team. Like I think I think that's what a lot of people don't even realize is like not only like obviously fucking like he was playing insane, but like we were also playing really fucking good as a team. Like we had really good reads on the map and like what routes we wanted to take, what we wanted to like try to abuse, like stuff like that. And yeah, like when everyone's kind of feeling it like that, it makes it easy to play. It's that face. What the fuck?
I just listen to you guys get to talk about it. I mean,
Listen
we're
about
gonna
ball knowledge.
let's for the sake of time, we can skip past Twisted Minds and Virtus Pro unless you guys really want to talk about them. Like we can just talk about we can cut to the meat and potatoes of the show.
I'm down to talk about them.
You're just putting off the autopsy of your team. Yeah, he just doesn't want to talk about what happened on the stage, eh?
No, not much to say. On the stage, we won the majority of our matches on the stage.
Oh,
Save it.
We won the
Save it. We're
majority of
not
our
jumping
matches.
ahead.
Shit, we had a winning record.
You know, I believe it was you who said you lose more than you win. So I mean, who's the real winner here. So
this is true.
Twisted Minds, I mean, just as a team that I don't really see a lot of. That's really just it. I don't see them a lot in EML. Guards subbing in for Dovahkiin. I know that they're obviously identical twin brothers, which makes it kind of funny, but like Guards has played with them before. Like it's not like he's an outsider. And even when you talk to them, they even said like he knew the system, he knew how to play for the most part, which whether he and Dovahkiin are the same player or not, it's not as glaring as like say bringing in Noah for EDG or Houghton obviously for Wildcard. Like this is kind of like, oh, you played with us for so long, we're bringing you off the bench kind of deal.
that guy's a beast.
Guards is good, and that team is good. How hard was that match, Troy?
Holy fuck, bro. They're stressful to fucking play against, bro. It's like fighting the horde, bro. I joked about it with the team. Is like when we would do the cash, like the garage overs on Gym Attack, and it was just every time like clockwork. It was like we'd be fighting for cash, and they just had like a fucking cycle of like a guy would go red. There was a guy red. There was a guy cash. There was a guy con. And then like the guy con would move over into cash, and there's two in cash. We kill them. The guy drops con, flanks up red, fucking kill him. Then another guy fucking flanks with C4, goes back. Like bro, it's literally just like never-ending carousel of just people fucking throwing C4s at us, flanking us, fighting us. Like if you watch a Hisham replay too, that guy is literally like he spawns up, he picks his corner that he's gonna hide in. He hides in that corner the whole fucking round. The whole fucking round. He gets droned or like called or whatever. Okay. Like maybe it'll like make it a little hard. New corner. All right. Remainder of the round. Got his new corner. And he just never ending cycle. We were prepping for the Fortress. Kyle, you might want to this is a worthy watch. Watch him on Fortress. Watch how he plays the bunk site on Fortress. I've never seen someone play the soda window as a permanent position like that guy. Like he literally just
peeking that.
He sits on that window the whole round. The whole
Yes.
round. That's it. The only time I saw him move was the round when he like moved in front of the bunk and like looked down the pixel down the tile hallway. That's the only time he ever moved.
There before. Yeah.
Yeah, just posting on that fucking window the whole time. But
that guy,
I mean,
he's giving Gunner ideas. He needs to stop.
Oh, I'm sure. But yeah, that's like he's a different level. Gunner's like, I don't know, more like spontaneous, just like, oh, like the situation, like a good situation, like I can hide here right now kind of thing. I don't know. Not remotely the same like kind of experience playing against Gunner to him, I'd say. at least, I mean, I play against Gunnar all the time though, so easy to say that. But yeah, even just like talking to the European guys, like, there's a bonfire behind the player hotel, and like a couple nights, like one during like after the phase 2, I think, like before media day, out there one night hanging out with a bunch of like other pros, and then last night, but just like horror stories of scrimming against Twisted Minds, and just Hashom like in his fucking hiding spots, and like they were telling me the Scopos on White Stairs on Cafe,
That's
where
what
he's prone on the way. Apparently, he's been doing that for fucking like
that's a normal
over a year. He's been doing it over a year. Same thing. He sits there prone, hides there, TPs away, fights under the vert, tries to play close freezer, like just never
making up
ending.
spots.
Yeah. No, he is. Hey, respect.
Would you say your mind was twisted in that match?
To be fair, like we knew what to expect. It was just like, and like I actually think we ended up doing a good job handling it regardless, but it's just stressful no matter what to deal with. Like they make the round difficult at all times. Which like that's a very good trait to have. I sometimes like describe that like that's how you want to play against, is you always want it to be hard for the other team. No matter what they're trying to do, you want it to be difficult.
Yeah, I thought you took them to good maps, honestly, too, with like Lair Club. Even the Fortress too, but you're trying to take them like more like default maps in a sense. Obviously, they're just good maps in your map pool, obviously.
Yeah.
But and obviously Clubhouse is one of their favorite maps. I remember literally watching that map, and it was Club, and people were like, "Well, why is this going to be good for Twisted Minds? Like, what's like Club's default? What's some weird stuff they could do on that?" And then
they're comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. Like you said, it's kind of like old NIP reminds me of, like that gym strat you literally just described, where they just deathmatch on the cash side. They're just making rounds extremely, extremely difficult and just running at you and not afraid to rat. Guards, their attacks too, how they're flying around with the information ops. I actually think they might be the best team at abusing the information ops, like the Deimos, the Dokkaebi, the Snake, plus a Blitz. Like that, literally, the meta was made for them right now.
Yeah, I think the Blitz was the helpful one. We realized that on Fortress. We were like, okay, like, because I think not on Club, but on Lair, we banned his Monty instead, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or at one point we did, but either way, we didn't ban the Blitz.
It was Monty, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't ban the Blitz. Fortress, we were like, bro, just ban the Blitz. Like, if we're banning one, we're banning Blitz. And that was definitely the better decision.
Imagine being a Blitz crutch.
I mean, it's...
You're not anymore. You're a content creator eating caviar now.
True.
I'm a Cav player.
You're a Cav player.
Yeah.
Dope change ruining you.
You were asking who it's for earlier. Now we know. I do like Twisted Minds as a team.
Most fun team to watch.
They're fun to watch. I am thankful that they didn't make the finals just simply based on the teams.
Yep.
I mean, for crying out loud, the audience was so far behind you, Troy, that it honestly, like, DZ would do something really impressive and the crowd just barely gave him anything. And I was quite surprised. Overall, I was a little disappointed in the Salt Lake crowd. It was quieter than I would have liked it to have been, but I mean, this is like a North America thing. Like Atlanta wasn't very loud. Charlotte was super loud because there was a lot of people and it was the first event back post-COVID. And then you did get 2 NA teams in the finals. But like historically, like Raleigh hasn't been very loud. Some of those SI crowds are not very loud. Like the Montreal Major was not loud. Like it's just, NA crowds just don't show up the way that they should. And it obviously is disheartening. But I'm glad just from the lay of the land that you guys made the finals over Twisted Minds for a number of reasons. But seeing them make a finals would be cool later on down the road, just maybe not in North America when an NA versus NA matchup was on the table. DZ versus Twisted Minds would have been an interesting match, but I just don't think it would have been... It doesn't really move the needle for me from a storyline perspective. So... And obviously, like, my personal friendship with you is, it's like, I'd like you to make the finals. I win either way.
Wow, bias.
You lose in heartbreaking fashion, and I think it's very funny. You win, and I think I'm proud. So I mean, like either way, I win. That's really it.
Wow.
And I say this because every time I say something stupid on a cast, he always goes out of his way to confront me about it. So it's like
I'm just helping you out, man. I just don't
yeah,
want you to
sure,
look
okay,
stupid.
pal.
I don't
Yeah,
want you to
okay,
look
pal.
stupid.
Okay, pal.
Okay.
If I didn't want to look stupid, I would not. I would do something about this. I would not be wearing a shirt that says "local quack" with 2 ducks on it. So like, we have let fear of looking stupid. It has left the building a long time ago. Virtus Pro is a team that we know quite a bit. I have a soft spot for the Russians on the team, but it's a different team now. I miss Shepard, I will say that much. But obviously, I like Pasha, I like Dan. New look looks quite flexible, but still a little slow, a little too slow. And that really got exposed, I think, the later they went into the series, or the later they went into the event. Every series they had, you need to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
I just couldn't muster it. Just a bit too slow. They can work on it. And honestly, like, I didn't have a ton of high hopes for them with how competitive I thought this event would be. I thought Brazil would do better. I didn't think that VP would be a strong competitor. So I'm a little pleasantly surprised. And I think they can probably tune some things up, especially since they just announced
for a
Team
lot
Secret's
of
roster.
A lot of their players were first event too. For 3 of the players, right? First event ever. So
and Team Secret's taking a step back. Like that new roster that they just announced is not. I don't think on paper it looks very good. Obviously, anything can change because on paper, I think a lot of us didn't think 5 years looked that good either. But hey, so
this is true.
But I maybe we'll have some of the secret guys on the show. Maybe we'll bring on our good friend Citizen. When we have him talk, we just had Nafe on the show.
Former secret guys.
Well, of course, yes, because Nafe and Citizen are no longer on the team.
Yeah.
Which makes the super show we did before SLC just a little bit more awkward because we had Nafe on there talking about secret and stuff, and now he's no longer on the team. But I don't know if he knew that at the time. So
where's he going?
Ooh. That's a great fucking question, isn't it?
Fnatic.
Ooh, that's true. They did make a change, huh?
That's my
guess. You think
Citizen
goes
and they got Wizard, and he was announced on Team UK with Wizard.
I think the boy Wizard needs help. I'm a fan of Wizard.
Wizard's a beast. He is a beast. We scrimmed against him a bunch before SI.
Yeah,
that dude's a beast.
I think give Wizard some help. Get him on a good team because he was one of the best players in EU that's on a still a stinker team a little bit.
Yeah.
Do we think both of them go? Do we think Nave and Citizen go, or just Nave?
I don't know. I'd like to see them separate, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Could make a full English team. Maybe you just make the UK team.
Just call the team the full English. That'd actually be sick. That'd be sick.
Oh, spoons.
Bo might pay their salary if they can go as the full English.
That would be great.
He'll fucking hook them up with a spoon sponsorship.
Wow.
That'd be sick.
Let's unless you guys have any more phase 2 teams to talk about. I think let's talk a little bit about Wildcard and then use that as a transition to phase 3. Because I think Wildcard's worth talking about, and we got number 1 Wildcard Glazer here on the show.
They're a phase 3 team.
Yeah, well they were also in phase 2, Troy.
Okay, but you said let's talk about another phase 2 team.
Well, they made it through, right?
Yeah. They did. But that's this is our transition point to talking about them in phase 2, and
don't undersell them, man.
You just hate Lagoatness.
I literally we deliberately picked that match to try cast with you.
What you
think I hate? What are you talking about?
What do you want to talk about? They got 2-0, 2-0. Where are we at?
I think Wildcard overperformed expectations. That's my official read on them.
Wow.
Matt's good, but like you're missing Adrian. Like obviously, like Matt doesn't slot into Adrian's roles all that well. I guess maybe like Spiker can take them, and then Houghton can take Spiker's old ones, which
I think
dashes.
One of the things that contributed to it was the fact that the very first match they came in and just smoked Falcons, and
Houghton had an amazing game.
Yeah,
as he does.
And to be fair, they still played well after. They smoked Lowe's too, but then they still played DZ pretty close. P5 Fears. Who did they? There was another team that lost it, right? FaZe was the other one.
I mean, they got 8-7 on Consulate.
Yeah, but that even that was super close one.
Should have won that until Matt stood in front of a fire extinguisher with Clash.
True, but you could argue that they should have lost that earlier too.
True. He also true.
I saw KDS in the elevator after that, and he said, "We literally thought we won." Like after the feast, right? He's like, "We thought we won," and then he had comments about CJX for the fire extinguisher. But yeah,
Nice.
KDS, very enthusiastic guy.
Very
It just
enthusiastic.
looks like he wants to
him and
be-
Pino should have a podcast together.
To be fair, KDS, he's actually this is gonna really fun. He is super friendly to me. Every time I see him, hey, like super.
He's
friendly,
really
always talks
nice.
to me.
He just doesn't like the game and doesn't want to play it. It's like he stands around like that's the look that KDS gives after every event is the look I give when Mint talks about golf. Like that's how I feel. I'm just like awkwardly standing there like I'd like to be doing anything else but listen to golf or turtle tactics or queso.
Whoa, we don't mention them.
Whoa, what about the turtles?
No, we don't
he said he split with them, but he's still got the turtle tag on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You want to talk about
How do I turn
turtle?
it down? Nope. Next, moving on.
Okay. I mean, obviously, like a valiant effort by Matt, and I think I said this on the cast we did, where it's like it is a bit unfortunate that Matt was going through what he was going through because I think it stole a lot of the spotlight that Wildcard really rightly deserved. Like we talked about hot and cold, and I mean I was guilty of it. I tweeted about how I was farming hot and cold for likes on Twitter. Like I mean it was cheap. It was cheap. Like if you're watching this show in the future and somebody gets dropped like that, like and then they have a good game, use that to just farm likes and impressions. It's great. It's so easy. It's so cheap. There's no real thought or strategy behind it, but it's a shame because like Bay had an outstanding tournament. I thought Spiker didn't exactly have the best tournament, but again, I think that was to be expected given what happened with Adrian. Like Baby Shark was all over the place, but in the big games, Baby Shark seemed to struggle, which was a bit strange compared to, SI, where he did really well against tough opponents. I like the wildcard team. I think they're an odd team, to be honest, kind of put together from, a bunch of spare parts from other teams, and it works. Like it's great. And I like all the guys on the team. Spiker's one of the best guests I think we've ever had on this show, frankly. And they're likable. They're good. Like it's a shame that Adrian was able to get his Canadian visa. Once again, Toronto major waving that flag. Adrian was able to get his Canada visa in no time, but of course the American visa was tough. Shocker. And, Matt ate up a lot of the spotlight, which frankly could be good. That might have worked, right? Like think about the pressure that's going to be on this team. And a lot of it, I think, went on to Matt instead of the rest of the team. Maybe the team didn't feel as much pressure because of it. But either way, it's a shame to have not seen them at their full 5. I think they could have honestly made top 8 with Adrian on the team 100%. And, maybe done more than that. But I like the storyline behind it all. And of course, Kyle, you got to do victory laps over and over and over again about Matt and Cold doing so well.
Sometimes. I mean, he had that 0-8 game, I think.
You can't always be amazing.
Yeah, you just can't. That's why he's hot and cold. That's like why it's the name. Like
that was a Monty map, though.
It was a Monty map. Yeah,
It was a Monty map.
It was a
It's
bank
okay.
Monty map. That's forgivable.
Yep, we allow it.
I think we did yap about Matt a lot, but like I was still high on Wildcard. Like the other 4 players are still like, come on, Bay made the USA. I still consider Lagotinus to be one of the greatest coaches that we have in NA right now. Like that guy, from what I've seen too, and Matt on the team and things I've heard, he puts in more prep time than anybody I've heard. Like this guy never leaves his room. No one ever sees him at events. I was surprised we saw him at the after party. He was finally just hanging out, playing skee ball. He was playing skee ball the whole time. He was having a blast. Like I was like, wow.
The skee ball section was really popular, to be fair.
It was.
It was very popular.
The Storm was there. That's probably why.
I like Bay, dude. I think he's just like a nice kid. I like the weapon.
Fan of the weapon.
I like Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
if they have their full team, do you think they beat DZ?
No.
And then do you think we beat? Oh fuck.
You thought I was gonna say yes? No, I don't. I think.
I was just gonna say, do you just give us the honorary chip then?
Honorary
but
chip.
no.
No, I think DZ. I mean, they played well. They deserved it. I don't think they played like any fluke matches or bracket blessed or anything that you can really say. I think they actually just played really well. As a hate watcher, I think I fully admit that. And also like listening to those guys too, like we talk about like knowing how to lose. Like Foltz again said early on he had that success with SSG and he had to go through years of losing and grinding and not giving up, and like he had full confidence in like the call out system and everything. Like that was just really cool to hear. Like those guys definitely just same thing with Nick. We won early with Charlotte with him, and he had to go through that whole DZ shenanigans that we all had to go through, plus the bloke era. So yeah, man, like those guys definitely deserved it. The only thing I was gonna say, other thing with like wildcard is like, yes, they missed Adrian, but one, I do think maybe this is a hot take, but it's the cuts role, and I do think it is an easier role to kind of fill in for, especially as a sub. Also, from what I've heard, their comms, they don't have, even Spiker mentioned it, right? When they lost Dash, they lost a secondary caller, and it's been kind of hurting them. So, like, adding Matt onto the team probably opened their eyes. Like, holy cow, we have a secondary caller now. Like, this is really nice. And then also, like, the shield role was really uncomfortable with Spiker. Now they had Matt to put on Montaigne and walk around with Montaigne and shields and things like that. So, although I do think, like, Adrian, of course, is a disgusting player, like, really, really good, and I just think there was a lot of things that Matt added, plus the clutch factor. All these things kind of dating back to like old Wildcard and Dash, right? It almost seemed like it was just like a Cinderella run waiting to happen. And they were close until Matt decided to talk into the void 6-3 border. Who knows if we would have got a map 3? And again, who knows what would have happened after that? But yeah, I just going back to the original, DZ definitely earned it. They definitely proved a lot of people wrong. And you know, they're not talking the dynasty word yet. Of course, you never want to mention that, but I think
they look like a pretty complete team.
Pretty competitive. Exactly.
Yeah, bro. Fuck it. Dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah, you're hoping to curse them at this point.
Go ahead. Say it.
They're not saying it. We couldn't get anything out of them.
Why, bro? They're, I mean, the attitude that they have and like the culture that they have is something that I think a lot of people talk highly about, and part of that is I'm sure they realize just fucking how hard it is to win. It's not easy to win. I mean, they're literally evidence of that. Like, yeah, Fultz, he won very early. Yeah, SI 2020. And Nick as well. Yeah. Other than that, literally, no one on that team has ever won, and they've been around for a while, right? Like, it's not easy to win, man. It really isn't. One team wins every event. That's it.
And we don't have that many events anymore.
Yeah. There's a lot of other fucking losers at the event. Don't forget how many losers are at home, too. Like, it's not easy.
From a casting perspective, I talked about this with Jesse, and I mean, like, I didn't work a single grand final last year. The first non-COVID year that I've just not been a part of a grand final. And it's because we only have like 3 events a year. I'm not working EWC if it's in Riyadh. I'm not going to be working the one in Paris this year. Talent offers already went out. So even though EWC is now going to be in Paris instead of Riyadh, I would be open to working it. And I've said this before, like, as long as it's not in a place I don't want to work, I'm fine taking their money. So I just, if anybody's curious, if anybody's made it this deep and actually gives a shit, I'm not going to be working EWC this year, even though it's not in Riyadh. But because it is historically in Riyadh, I'm always out of contention for those. And then last year there was only 2 events outside of Reload. And, you know, there's 4 casting pairs that are, you know, entrusted enough by the brass to do grand finals. So this is my first grand final since the Montreal Major, you know, a year and a half ago. And the Montreal Major grand final we got was my first cast with Jesse. It was a tri-cast with Lynx. I don't think it was an amazing cast because Jesse and I still didn't really know each other all that well. And Lynx is a great caster, but it was Lynx's first big opportunity too. And I just think the casting was kind of all over the place. So was the match. And this time, Jesse and I finally get to cut our teeth, you know, into an NA versus NA matchup against NA. And frankly, it's a stinker. You know, it is the fastest non-3-0 grand finals in the history of our esport. So, like, Well, you
My
were in one of
pleasure.
those 3-0s as well. So I mean, thank you for that too.
That one was fast. Was that the fastest 3-0 ever? That
Speaking
one
of
was
Paris,
fast.
you know,
That one was fast.
it was excluding the 3-0 in Copenhagen when W7M beat Liquid, and excluding the G2 EG matchup in Paris. It is the fastest grand final we've ever had. Best of 5,
Yeah.
of course.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's just like, from a casting perspective, it kind of sucks because it's like, I love that opportunity. Don't get me wrong. And I thought, honestly, the cast was really good, but there was only so much we could do with the match and the series. And it's like, if I'm going to wait another year and a half to get a grand final, like, who knows? You know, like, you're not going to get, like, Jake and Guz and I guess Pengu as the TriCast got really fortunate with that SI grand final. You know, like, Manchester ended up being a great grand final too. You don't get to choose ultimately how the matches go. You just hope that when you're working the biggest match, you want it to be competitive and go the distance. And I thought we had all the makings of it being a really, really good best of 5. And I think in some ways, DZ's dominance is actually pretty good for a storyline. I think there's always good to be had there. It's just obviously it sucks that it wasn't more competitive from a casting perspective. But that's, again, I know that that's my focus, right? Like, the perfect time to now ask you, what the fuck happened? What happened? Tell us. Take us through it.
I think we just didn't fully recover from. I don't even want to say just Chalet into the first half of Bank. I mean, the way a best of 5 works, right? Like, the first 2 maps, your pick and their pick, both are gonna be like, they heavily favor the people that pick them. In a best of 5, heavily favor. So like, we were very confident on Labs. We knew Chalet could potentially be rough. Like, we didn't have high expectations for Chalet.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, like, we were confident for the rest. Then we started third map Bank. We started on the attack half, and I tried us playing like a bit different with like the bands, like we did at Shanka band, and then we were trying to run like Thatcher more stuff like that. Game plan wasn't great. From me, that was purely me. Wasn't great, and I'd say when we're playing good, even if the game plan isn't great, like, we can still make it work. Like 3-3-half, 2-4, like, we can make it work. If we're still playing good. We weren't really playing good, and I think the poor game plan with Chalet, like, I think we just kind of spiraled, and I just don't think we really recovered after that. I don't think we played the same kind of game that we had been playing at that tournament. You know, we kind of almost went back to old habit, not even old habits, but like the kind of stuff that we have struggled with in the past and how we've looked in the past when we haven't looked good. That kind of came out a bit again, slowing down and not playing with as much confidence, and maybe like just not thinking and just not thinking and feeling the game the same way we have been. Which, I mean, it's a long event, man. And for literally all the guys other than me and Will, first grand finals, like, I'm not too surprised. Kind of have to, like, you just kind of have to go through that. Obviously, like, it's very easy to say, like, we could have just shown up and like just rolled with the momentum, but I think recovering from that, like the ups and downs of it, you have to go through it, kind of. And I think Chalet could have been enough. I think if we came in hot on Bank, would have been a different story. But like I said, I think the game plan, like, almost bad timing of it, of lining up like after Chalet, and I mean, I could have had the foresight to think of that, didn't really, or account for it. But yeah, simple as that.
We spent a not insignificant amount of time talking about nerves and experience through a lot of the matches that we had. And the one thing that we focused on, which ended up being the right idea, but the wrong way of looking at it, that we did ultimately end up correcting ourselves midway through the match. And I don't know if you've gone back and watched the match with casting on. I don't think you care. And I mean, most people don't. But the one thing that Jesse and I focused on was that as a team, like a unit outside of the SSG core, DZ had very little time to incubate. Whereas you guys, despite obviously having a history of like up and down, like not top 8 experience, but at least some experience playing good teams, you guys far and away had more history and comfort playing with each other in those circumstances because you hadn't made any roster moves. So we focused on that, and we, coming in, we kind of set the expectations like, okay, DZs look like a really good team. Like this map pool is, SR is going to dominate map 1, DZ is going to dominate map 2. If if SR is competitive map 2, I think that kind of tells the story of where this grand final is going. If not, then it becomes a best of 3. That's really it. And when we saw, the DZ team through map 1, you guys were shelling them, but they were laughing. They weren't upset, nothing like that. Their vibes were good. And they said as much on the show too, like we knew we were going to lose labs, like maybe make it competitive, maybe make a good time of it. Then we go to, Chalet, we should dominate them on Chalet and then, roll from there. But I will say, and we try not to dive too much into body language here, it looked like during Chalet, you guys were like, some of your players were stunned. And I didn't understand it because I just as an outsider, and maybe this is a difference in how we approach things, like versus me not being a competitor. I was like, if I'm on that SR team, I'm looking like, okay, let's just fucking get 7-0'd map 2 and let's just mentally reset for map 3. Who fucking cares? This is a game like we're gonna lose this map. It's not gonna be pretty. They fucking destroyed FaZe Clan on it. It's FaZe's best map. Like, we don't stand a chance. Let's just move on. Center ourselves, save all of our energy for bank. And then you guys are like getting towards the end of map number 2, and it's like Dame gets caught on the timeout being like, don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, no way they're fucking fighting over a map that they know they don't have in any universe they're going to fucking win. And I was just like, is their mental blown? So then we pivoted as a cast and we're like, well, actually, we've talked a lot about experience, but there's way more experience on the side of this DZ team as of late because they've played in grand finals before. Ambi, Surf, and Rexon have never been on that stage in that position. And they're all like Rexon's not, but like Ambi's a young guy. Like who knows what's going to happen? And I don't know. Like how were you guys not able to like? How did the mood get so sour after Chalet? How were you not able to hit bank? Like even the first 2 rounds of bank, you guys looked like kind of stunned. And I was like, how has this happened? Like what went wrong with either like leadership or comms or like emotions that led to the bottom falling out? No, I know, but like
another answer.
It's just.
I think it's as simple as it snowballed. Like, that's it. I don't know. There's no like hidden perfect answer. That's not how it works. I don't know how many loser fucking interviews have you done on this, right? Do you really bring someone on and be like, all right, well, I know exactly how it went down.
No. But okay,
I know how exactly went down. I know what exactly. No one's gonna fucking tell you that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know we had those issues. And it's the type of issues we've been aware of before. Like I said, it was like resurfacing issues of like we've shown that when we haven't played well.
Yeah.
It resurfaced in that finals. I do think it's because we had, that whole bad map. And I do think we could have recovered, like I said, from just a bad Chalet. But I think we had the poor bank attack half too. And I do blame myself for that a bit because I do think part of that was my game plan and kind of like throwing us a bit for a loop, and it wasn't like the most well thought through. And I just don't think we really recovered from it. And it's as simple as that. It's not, there's no fucking X, Y, and Z.
I'm not looking for some secret answer that you're just going to pull out of nowhere.
Well, I gave you the answer, and then you asked for the answer again. So what happened?
No, it was more of a statement than a question. Like, look, like obviously you and I have the history and trust with each other where we can have these conversations. I'm not bringing CAG on after reload to be like, you guys are fucking dog shit all the time. What the fuck happened against Furia? Like, I'm not doing that, but it's like, it's a bit different when it's you. I guess the question that needs to be asked is, one of the things that we often praised SR for, and this is more just about, I guess, us kind of screwing our heads on right from a storyline and narrative perspective, is that you and Seth are usually very good at like pulling people back from the brink and managing emotions and stuff like that. how did that fall short this time? Why were you guys not able to bring them back?
I think it was too long of a stretch. Like I just said, I think it was the second map along with the third map. Like we had the time, we had the break between the 3 maps. Yeah. I mean, maybe someone could have. I don't fucking know. They're like, we didn't manage to do it. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
You tell me everything.
You want me to say, oh, I didn't say the right thing. I should have fucking said more.
You're saying the right thing. Don't get to. No, you're doing. This is what we want to hear.
We had the break between maps and the message between maps. Anyone would do it. Like, you literally gave me the whole fucking rundown of the best of 5 series. The mental fucking map, the flow chart of like that you win this map, they win this map. You go and have the timeout. You say it doesn't fucking matter. It's a best of 3 now. That was all said. That was all thought. That all happened. It's easier to fucking sit here and fucking say that than get in the fucking finals, get fucking punched in the face, and fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, one fucking team wins. We're the team that lost. You sound like fucking one of the Redditors right now, man. Like, you really do. Like, well, how did you fucking do it, Troy? How did you fucking do it, man? Like, bro, come on.
He's asking the hard questions here.
I do browse. Hey, hold on a second. I do browse the Reddit. I do not.
Let's pull up a question from Reddit real quick.
Let's not do that. No, I mean, look, I understand where you're coming from. I'm doing this not for me. I'm doing this because I know that
Parker. I understand, but I'm not gonna just sit here and say nothing. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
You're gonna give me this. This is what we're like in person too. People might be like, "Oh, they're fighting." It's like the girls are fighting, sure, but like, I know I've referenced this on cast before, but like when you come over for dinner, we have these same conversations in person.
Yeah.
Like people don't like this is not like neither of us are like uncomfortable. No. I will say, like, there are times where you know the way something is, but you just can't fix it in the moment.
Yeah. I mean,
like
it's the way it is. Like,
yeah.
Telling someone to get out of their head doesn't always work.
One team wins. Someone's got to lose. They recovered from the Night Haven. We didn't. Like, hey, maybe if we even bring that defensive half on bank all the way back, who fucking knows, right? Like, that's the way it works. Like, it's a mental battle. I mean, honestly, we even had it like against that core on Astralis when I was on DZ. Like, I literally was saying the whole time, that was like my whole message the whole time. It was like, this is going to be a fucking battle. We're going to, like, we were going to lose Villa, but we were going to make it close. We made it 8-7. We lost in like a devastating we had like literally threw around too in overtime. It was like insane. It's like a 2v5 or something. That, and win our map, the fucking Batman round happens on Oregon. Like shit happens and you either recover or you don't. Right?
Fuck, I had a point. It's gone. I'll come back to it. I will say, as bad as the bank situation might have been for you guys, I got to yell "Daddy's home" when Spoyd pulled off the 4K to clutch, which is, I have stuff written down ahead of time about just like little things to say, like little quips with people's names or whatever, and I'll draw from them. If like, you know, during Paris, I made a couple like Falcon punch at one point, like when Leaky Fat got a big kill. Like just little things that I'll just like write down and be like, oh, this could be good to use at some point, you know, and try to use it as authentically as possible. It's not like I'm waiting for the moment to put it in, but I was like, if Troy or Spoyd or even Fultz, frankly, but if the team is losing and an experienced player who has been a bit under the microscope lately, which, you know, Fultz hasn't really been, but I think you and Spoyd were prior to this event. If you guys do something crazy and you win a round off it, I'm screaming "Daddy's home." And it's like, you only get one Daddy's home in your career. You only get one. And I will say, I wish that had been the start of a comeback, as I'm sure you probably feel the same. Yeah. I would have been great, but now it's just like lost in the ether where it's like, well, I used my Daddy's home on like a good Spoyd thing, but like nobody's going to remember it. So it's like, we'll just have to wait for people to get amnesia over the next couple of years and bring it out again. I think, you know, I think all things considered, taking 3 rookies from like a grand finals perspective, like that was their first grand final ever. So in that sense, they don't have that same experience in front of a crowd can be quite daunting. You know, did you talk to like Ambi or Dame or like Richie about emotions and expectations and whether or not the crowd would affect them or anything? Did they say anything about that?
We've played on stage before, but like Like, well, you don't sit down and have a conversation about that. That doesn't help anything.
Hey,
Like, hey,
son.
you're playing in front of a lot of people tomorrow. How you
don't
feel
mean
about
it.
it?
I don't mean
feel
it
about
like
that,
I don't
champ?
mean it like okay, come,
Hey, sit down.
come on,
Papa's-
Amy, get on daddy's knee. Let me tell you
No,
about
like-
playing in front of a crowd. No, like I mean, does
Oh,
that come up?
Well, yeah, sure. Like, we're playing in front of a stage. Like, we all knew, like, they hadn't played in the finals before. Like, the first time they had been on stage, in the Montreal Major. Well, not Ambi, actually. Ambi. The first time Dame had been on stage was the Montreal Major. Like, I knew about that. We hadn't made playoffs in a long time, so like just us making the stage was very well aware of that. And like these things have came up, but like,
yeah,
for me, the stage is no different. Like, I think we've felt so much fucking pressure as a team for as long as we have that. Like, I don't think a crowd genuine, and I think they'd probably tell you the same thing. I don't think the crowd has fucking anything to do with the pressure. I think it's the pressure of we wanted to win a grand finals. I think that might be the pressure that ended up coming in. But I do think and I said this in my interview after the Twisted Minds game, I think the resurgence of us and like the turnaround we've had as a team was almost the relief of all that pressure that we've been feeling as a team. I think that we've, like just subjected ourselves to so much of it and allowed it to affect us just from existing as a team and having like such high expectations of ourselves. And I think we finally got onto like the better side of that. And then I think a new pressure got introduced, I suppose, of, winning a grand finals. And that, like, no one can prepare you for that. Like I said, I think it goes a lot easier if you just come in and you just fucking just steamroll your way through, right? Like, you don't have the hiccups and the ups and downs, and then you're not thinking about it as much. But
kill them before they kill you.
Yeah, but if you come into it and you have to go through the ups and downs, and all of a sudden we're not playing so good, and now you're thinking about, oh fuck, first grand final. Like, and not to say fucking anyone did think that, but like I've even thought that before. Like when I got fucking smoked 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 for G2, fucking Paris, like, like that kind of stuff does cross your mind. But like you have to go through some of that of like. You shit the fucking bed in the finals.
Yeah.
Or you even if it's just for a map, but then you have the time you recover and shit. Hopefully we fucking get back to one again and we carry that with us. But like nothing anyone says to you can like make that much of a difference. I mean that's even like the concept of like like literally like parents with their kids. It's like they try to teach you lessons or like tell you things when you're younger and like, what the fuck are you saying to me, dad? And then like fast forward 10 years later and you're like, oh shit, that's what he meant. Like like he was kind of onto something. Like
I think that stuff can matter. I think
it can have an effect, but
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah,
I think that's the big thing.
Yes,
because it's like I've definitely been given advice before stressful situations, and I'm able to use that to center myself, and I don't block it out. And it takes a certain type of person who can prioritize that mentally and keep that like front of mind while doing other stuff. Obviously, there are people who have like a bit too much ego or hubris, and they, like he says the crowd's gonna be crazy, but like whatever, blah blah. And then like afterwards, they're like, man, fuck, I didn't believe the Brazilian crowd would affect me that much. And it's like, well, you were warned, like
Yeah, like I mean, I've said stuff like, well, the Brazil crowd was like night and day. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I think we're probably qualified for SI now. We make a stage there. Like, I'm gonna tell them it's a lot fucking different than the crowd in Salt Lake City. I'll tell you that. Like, I will.
Yeah.
But even then, Richie and Ambi have played in front of the crowd there, right? But like, I've said stuff like that of like, oh, like the audio is different. You can't rely on audio as much, and like other small things. Like, yeah, I've mentioned that. But as far as like dealing with whatever's going on inside your own head, I mean, all you can really do is try to like lead by example, and like I need to sound calm and like in control in game, and like that I believe that we're going to bring it back, and I believe I did that. Like, that's what I need to do. And hopefully you win the rounds to like get the momentum to get everyone fucking buying into that and believing that and feeling it. But like, it's easy to say that, but then it's easy to say, all right, guys, like we just gotta get one here, like fucking do this, this, and this, and then like you lose like however many rounds straight of that. It's like, okay, like you're not gonna spark something there, right?
Yeah.
I think people have even said that to me before. Is like, like why aren't you screaming all the time? You used to like be so fired up while you're playing, and like, and they'd even say that like, oh, like that's like what your team's missing. It's like, bro, I would yell out of excitement when we be in it and we're competing and we win a close round. Yeah, I still get excited about that kind of stuff. But like I'm gonna refocus us. I'm not, when we lose a close round like that, I'm not gonna just sit there and like scream and celebrate. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that is this like, right? Like, I'd be fucking pissed off at my teammate if he did that. Like, what the fuck? I'd refocus, recenter.
I remember my question now. This is a Jesse J. Chick factoid, so if I'm wrong, don't come for me. Jesse was tracking for the finals the operators that people played and noted that you played almost no shields on maps that you usually play shields on. Why? But there weren't operator bans that took the shields away. Now, again, this is coming just from Jesse's numbers. I didn't look any of this shit up, so I have no idea.
We didn't play the most shield. The big one was Bank. But Monty was banned.
Monty
in the grand finals.
You ran Blitz, and I actually
did play
didn't
Blitz.
think it did that well.
No,
so
I literally remember. I remember thinking in hindsight, I wish I didn't play it at all on that Bank.
Yeah.
Labs, I don't really play them a ton on Labs.
You played Twitch for the most part, if memory serves correctly, on Labs.
I play it on a couple sites, and that's normal, completely normal on Labs. On Chalet, I mean, we don't play it a ton, but I don't play a ton of Shield on Chalet. I think I did play 2 or 3 rounds of Monty, but I don't normally play like a ton.
I remember saying like
Cafe is hit or miss depending on the bands too, but that one I probably could have ran Monty more, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I came to that realization late, as I probably could have ran it earlier. But the initial like plan of what we wanted to do on attack wasn't with
it was window focused more.
Yeah, it was like windows and lurks and
utility and
stuff like that. And that was like more of like a matchup based idea. Because they've historically left Monty up against us a lot, and they've been pretty prepared for it usually on that map. And I think this time they were playing more into the other style. But yeah.
It was just, that was me being an analog for Jesse, because I remember Jesse asking it.
Yeah, I think on Cafe is pretty fair, but the other maps.
He pulled your numbers at one point. And he was like, he pulled your numbers at one point, and he was like, since kickoff, Troy usually plays like Monty like 70-something% of the time on this site, and he isn't. I can't remember what it was. I don't.
That was probably on Cafe, because that was the one.
I thought it was before. I swore it was before
Monty.
Cafe.
Or Cafe, I play Monty a lot.
Yeah,
like I'll play Monty all the time on Cafe usually if it's up. Like a lot of the time.
That's the kind of stuff that Jesse does that I'm.
Yeah.
He'll be like,
that would have been the one.
41 times Troy's played this. He's played Monty 37 times. And I'm like, how do you get that data? Like, are you just watching every fucking round on every map that Troy plays and then just being like, that's another one? I'm like, I'm so impressed with it. But
well, I got some data. Going back to August 2025 against the SSG core, Shopify is 0-7 in the series. And the map count, 14-3 in favor of SSG. The SSG
Sounds
core.
Right. We've been getting a couple of those of late, though. We've been getting more. Those 3 are more recent.
Those 3 are more recent. So we are.
Let's just say it was a 0 for a while.
It was a 0 for a while, but
so progress is being made.
My analysis on the series was just that's Papa, and that was some belt to ass. So that's what that was. That's just Papa.
I mean, that's another thing. Is like it was a grand finals, but we're also going against a team, like, bro, we're fucking well aware of that. Like, we haven't beat them in a long time. We know. Like, I mean, do we think we can? Absolutely. But
of course.
Like, yeah, it's obviously a fucking hurdle we got to get over. So that, like, I'm sure that was another thing in the finals, is like also dealing with that. Like, if things aren't going well, like, and again, like, yeah, I can say all I fucking want, but like, yeah, like, I don't know. Next time I'll fucking bring you in for the timeout, Parker. You fucking break it down. I'm sure you got it. Yeah, we do.
Hey,
We do
guys.
do a TV timeout with you. See how the fucking round conversion works. Like,
I'm going to be honest with
Jesus.
you. I don't think it would go very well.
No, I don't think so
I
either.
appreciate. I'm choosing to take this at face value. So it's a compliment. You're complimenting me, even though I know you were insulting me. I'm choosing to take it as a compliment. I will be obtuse for a moment. You said I sound like a Redditor. Fuck you. Speaking of Redditors, I feel like it's appropriate to give you the floor to talk about the unwashed masses that have been abnormally harsh to you. First, from your like to the point
They're
where
unwashed and I'm washed. So,
that's
I
that's what they say. What the fuck is going on, dude? I know we joked a little bit about Fett about this earlier, and I mean Super and Fett went at it on Twitter the day after the grand finals, and people watched that
Really?
unfold.
Did I miss
Did you see it?
No.
So
What
Fett
happened?
tweeted
Oh,
something about like the hate that Troy is getting, and Super jumped in being like, "You are a part of why that exists because you farm Troy's poor performance and Spoit's poor performance for views." And then Super follows it up basically saying, "That's me paraphrasing all this." Super basically says like, "You're a content creator, you do anything for clicks. Like I don't blame you. Like I would be doing the same. Like duh. But like you can't be the guy who went around lighting matches and throwing them into bushes and then being like, why is the forest on fire? Like you played a part in that, and Fett did acknowledge it, I will say. But I mean, it is kind of hard because we exist obviously, and this show is no, this show is no different. There's no exception to that rule where it's like we are competing for eyeballs. The one big focus for this show has been viewer retention past the 30-second mark, because that's usually what YouTube gives you for like a lot of metrics or some bullshit like that. And people get mad that it's like we went from like proper titles with numbers and stuff in them and usually like puns to just like pure clickbait titles. But we have to do that to compete because that's the landscape that we live in and we exist in. So like, you guys even joked about it where Fett's like this team was on the was about to break out and then murder struck, like that is great for retention.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like I would watch that video. I'd be like, I gotta see what the fuck this is like. And so I saw Super and Fett go at it a little bit. And I mean, I don't obviously think Fett is to blame here, but like, why do you think it has been so bad, Troy? And because it's been like, I'm assuming like nothing you've had to experience before.
I mean, I've dealt with a lot before. I think definitely after this event, for whatever reason. I don't know. And then again, like it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in grand finals. It's been even longer since I've been in one and lost. So
True.
it's hard to say. I don't know. I think I was definitely harder on myself in previous losses. So then maybe that had an effect of like how I felt after it. I don't know. But I mean, I just think like the game is like kind of having like a resurgence in viewership and whatnot. I think like the Jinxie verse or whatever it may be, blowing up and all. I don't know. I think that Will's on my team. Spoit, big name. So I think that all kind of adds up. I don't know, but I also do think I think we talked about it while I was on the last time I was on. Kyle mentioned, I think you mentioned it, Kyle, was like hate watch era kind of thing. And that just feels like that's just like how people watch now. It's like like they don't root for teams, they just fucking hate on teams. Like, and it's just like, and the team they root for is just the team that they're not actively hating on. Like, and that's basically it. It's like, I fucking hope this guy does, like, I hope everyone else is fucking miserable and sucks. And then this guy's the last one standing. So then it's like, I don't know. I just think that's people's approach. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. To a degree, I am used to it. Like, I've gotten negative feedback. I definitely get more right now than ever before, I'd say. But I've always kind of had the approach, or at least years ago, kind of picked it up of like, I don't put too much weight on it either way. And this, sorry to, the people that are nice to me as well, but like, people say good things about me, unless they're like people like I know and respect. Like I know they know the game well, or like, I know them like well enough as a person. It's just, to me, it's like, thanks, okay, or like whatever, like, because you just can't put too much weight into it. I think it's too hard to do. Even just like, yeah, like the praise sometimes. Like sometimes I even read the praise and I'm like, you like, no one fucking knows, right? Like, especially in my role, I think that's a big part, is like, no one knows what I do, the impact I can have. When people don't even know when I'm playing good, genuinely. Like, I think people can watch a game, and I don't even think, like, I'd say even most pro players could watch a game. They couldn't tell you when I'm actually, like, if I come back to you and I tell you if I had a good game or not, most pro players, they'd have fucking no clue. Most of them. I think some could like sit down and watch, and like they could analyze the round and like what we're doing in the rounds, and like, okay, maybe you had a call here and there, and then they could say, okay, like, you probably called a good game there. Had a good game. Most probably like could not even fucking do that. So
if the pros can't do it, how can the average Redditor do it?
Yeah. And
I could agree with that though, because BC used to say that all the time about like there'd be a lot of games where he might be like and whatever,
Yeah.
but like he still feels like he was he was making an impact and he was having one of his good games.
Yeah.
Right. And
I've had that
about
before.
that and be like, yeah, I've had that before as well. Where you
where
still
it's like,
feel like you're in it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like calling fucking great and setting people up constantly, like, and like you press like fucking 8. But like we're winning rounds, we're getting in good positions, like my calls are like paying off constantly, like, so it's hard to say. That, like, am I fucking playing perfect all the time? No, absolutely not. Like I just said, like, even I think a big part of that grand finals was like that attack half on bank. I really think I let us down on that. But did that have anything to do with the kills I was getting? I don't even fucking know. Like, I don't think I whiffed or anything on that half or anything like that. But call wise, I let us down the half. And that had a negative effect for sure. But
Can I ask I want to say a Reddit question, a narrative question here?
okay.
And I feel like I know what your answer is going to be, because I mean, you do have that mind. Like I know you, and I know your mindset coming from hockey and things like that, and you just also explained your mindset to everybody here. But like, you do have those games where I'm sure Chad is after you for the 0-8 or whatever, the 2-10. Like, at this stage in your career, though, to like, does that affect you at all? Like, you mentioned earlier in the podcast that you have been TDMing probably more than anybody on your team. Like, you're aware, you know what your problems are as a player, and obviously you work on every single aspect of your goddamn game. But like, yeah, does that ever kind of affect you any bit? I know, the competitor in you is going to say no, but
I mean, you're saying like purely like I have a bad game statistically, like, does it?
yeah, and you already know the community is going to give you shit for it and things like that, which I know you don't give a crap about.
No, I think my only concern ever is legitimately like what my teammates think, and I don't want my teammates to think that way of me. But also, like, I think they understand, the value I bring outside of that. I like to think I help make the players I play with better players. And I hope my teammates feel the same way while they're playing with me. To be fair, like, I've also, like, and I think that was kind of like why I was so devastated with the DZ thing, was that's the first time that's ever happened to me. So it did feel like that. It was like, okay, well, like, these guys don't think, what I bring to the team is valuable enough. I'd argue that the point ended up being made that it was proven otherwise, so to speak. I'd argue that, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what my head's always at, is just like, as long as my teammates aren't, losing faith or confidence or anything like that.
Yeah, I like that, because that's like the human answer, right? Like we know Troy the competitor, but it's like really cool to see like the human side, like from that DZ situation. Like, I mean, does that ever creep in your mind like that could happen fucking for right here on Shopify?
I mean,
you never know, right? Esports
that's always like a possibility, but
yeah.
I mean, if I show up and do my job to the best of my ability, I think, I got nothing to worry about. So, and if I do, then I mean, I cross that bridge when I get there. And like, if it comes to it, either I keep playing and I try to prove people wrong again, or I don't. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's at that point. I think my teammates believe in me. I think my teammates see the value that I bring to a team. So it's not something I'm too worried about. But yeah, that's all I got, I think.
Can you tell the haters that no matter what, you're still playing this game another 5 years? 5 more years of Troy.
5? I mean,
at least.
Maybe. Like, I have no fucking clue.
Least.
Like, I genuinely have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm
good.
Just gonna keep playing
in a good way.
Yeah, like as long as I'm feeling good about it and confident and all that, and motivated. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I will say, for me and my time working with you, I thought you were and I still say this today, that you're the most hungry person that I've ever been around, and that is infectious into the team. So much so that, even on DZ, I remember it was like, why is no one else putting in like the work? Like, we literally have old man Troy here putting in more time than our 18, 19-year-old gunners that like should want to be in pro league so badly. And it's like, this guy still wants it more than anybody, which was just, insane. So, yeah, I mean, stats aside, like, again, I don't think people, and it also comes down to system too, right? Like, obviously your guys' system compared to like a different IGL system, that maybe the G2 system, sure, like everyone's a goddamn entry running around the map. Like, it's obviously a little bit different for you guys.
It's a lot different for sure. Like, I'm almost never setting myself up. There's actually one strat, and it's Thesis made it, and he just slotted me into the spot, and I was like, sure, I'll take it. Because if I was picking the spots, I might not have taken it. But I get to basically lurk on it, and like, I'm honestly, like, I probably got like a fucking like 17 KD on that strat or some shit. Like, not 17, but like it, like, it works well, and I like playing that way. But to set up our best players and get people in the right situations, it's not how it works all the time. So
yeah.
I
try to explain that before too, with like, obviously when you guys are looking at a blueprint, you already know where the most amount of engagements are going to happen in a defensive strat, right? And you're going to put your Ambi, your Spoy, or Willie, or you're going to be putting your players up for success, and you're going to take whatever, especially on defense. I've seen that now. Again, you used to be like lurking all the time, and now you're playing
not at all.
Jaeger on the Clash side, or Clash. You know what I mean?
Clash
exactly.
Fucking
you're not going to put Ambi on Clash, but somebody's got to hop on it.
Yeah. So it is a lot different, and yeah, like you said, the setup. I think even I guess like from working with me, like the way I think of the game, like if I were to pick any role to play as, I would play as a lurker. Like, 100%. That is how I like to think of the game. That is how I like to play the game. Like, if I could play and like someone else is calling, I'll be a lurker, and like I'll secondary call, and I'll say like, I got this much space, like we can do blah blah blah. Like, and I'd fucking love it. Is that what I'm most equipped to do? Probably not. So in a lot of cases, I'm setting up, like Ambi and Dame a lot of the time. It's Ambi and Surf a lot of the time for like those roles that I like to play, and it's like because they understand, how I want to play it, and then I can give them the feedback of like, like if this is happening, like maybe you should do this instead, or like you can call for us to rotate if you see this, and people don't know that, and you can't from watching because you can't fucking hear what we're saying. You don't know what's going on the round. You don't know what everyone's thinking. You don't know, even how I've helped people think about the game to a degree, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. And there's also stuff though to the other side of that. There's also stuff where I get praise, and sometimes people think I'm a fucking genius and like did some like super elaborate, and I did fucking nothing. Like it works both ways, but
Yeah.
it's impossible to know from the outside, and that's just how it goes.
It's worth noting that my personal relationship with you, I think, does impact the way that people see that my conversation around you and your teams. I've been accused in the past of carrying water for you and stuff like that when you'll have like a bad game or whatever, and we try to gently explain to the people watching, like, hey, it's actually not the end of the world if Troy doesn't get a kill there, because he's not supposed to. If 5 of your rounds are you on Monty and you're getting backed up by somebody, like, you're not going to be getting kills most of the time. It's going to be your teammates getting the kills, right? It's just you're not in a position to be the one getting the kill. And you said it yourself. You set up your teammates for success, and yet you still get dunked on for it a lot. And we try to explain to people, like, we don't know what they're talking about. We don't actually know what the actual strategy is. We have a good idea. We've seen it before. Maybe we can understand it, but like, maybe they've made some changes. Maybe something went tits up. Maybe they got spawn peaked. Maybe somebody locked in the wrong operator by mistake. Like, and you've alluded to these things happening in the past. You touched on all of it here at, on the show. It's just, it does frustrate me to an extent that people make up their own mind when they have very limited information. And I mean, I know that that's why we've used like a Redditor as a pejorative before, but it really is like, it's not even a Reddit thing. It's lots of sports fans. Like, I mean, we both live in Toronto. We encounter the delusional Toronto sports fan on a fucking daily basis.
And I see that kind of stuff all the time. Like, like in different sports, like, great example, Mitch Marner. And like, I happened to play with him growing up, but like, he was on the Leafs. He got all the fucking blame for all their struggles for God knows fucking what reason. And then he joins Vegas instead. The Leafs are like fucking down there for dead last in the league. And Vegas is one game away from making the Stanley Cup, and he's looking like the Conn Smythe winner.
He has the most points of anybody right now in the playoffs.
Yeah. And we even joked about it before the show too, is like, like someone like Kerrigan, like, we're joking with it. Like, I've seeing like stuff under, like his posts of just losing in grand finals of a team he just joined like not even a month ago. And bro, it looks the same fucking, it looks the exact same as like under one of my tweets. Like,
the Kerrigan of Siege.
It's the way these things go.
That's high praise though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. That was like self-proclaimed comparison almost. Well, whatever.
I would make that comparison. I mean, like, you made it to a grand finals. Like, you finished second. Like, as you said, think about how many teams don't even make the event. Then think about all the teams that make the event that fail to make it to the playoffs. And then those that make it to the playoffs don't make it to the grand finals. You are quite literally the second best team in Salt Lake City. If we're just using like right now in this framework, like, you're going into NAL stage 1, competing against the supposed best team, which is DZ, but like, you are one of the best teams in the world at the present moment. And yet people are replying to your tweets as if you are some bum who's literally never played the game before. Like, you are 9-line playing for Team Ronin right now. Like, I'm just saying, like, it does kind of astound me here, because it's like, whether there's valid criticism to give or not, like, I don't get this. And I say this, like, and I shed the I'm your friend. I shed the, it's nice to see your teams do well. And let me just say this as somebody who sees these conversations about sports, who sees these conversations about esports and other esports too, because I follow CS, like, I follow League of Legends. Like, I see the way that fans talk about this, and it's like, I love that people want to get involved, and I love that there is a narrative, and I like as a caster being able to lean on community sentiment. But I do just really wish desperately that people were a little bit more thoughtful about the way that they go about this stuff, because it's like a lot of it's kids, a lot of it is just children. We have a very young viewership right now. A lot of it is just like, honestly, teenagers who don't understand, who just shit things out on social media. And then, like, I can't even tell you the amount of times I'll get DMs from people because they're like, hey, I was really rude in your Twitch chat, or hey, I was really rude to you on Twitter, but that was like years ago. I was like 15, sorry. And it's like, hey man, like, kudos to you for growing up. But like, I just really wish that there was something where it's like, you could think of these things before you hit that enter button and hit that send button. Because while I like engagement, I just wish it was a little bit more, I don't know, considerate, intelligent. Like, I don't know. And I think it was during the event, I waded into a Reddit comment. It was 15 days ago. Somebody made a post called "Canadian needs to go, sorry, not sorry." And then quoted me saying that we made a comment of you being in the twilight of your career, which, by the way, means that you were just like approaching the end instead of being at the beginning. The twilight of your career could be like 3, 4, 5 more years. There you go. You're just getting started.
18-year-old rookie. What are you talking about?
But like the guy just completely misunderstood what I said. And he's like, even the caster said that. And then the comment right underneath it on Reddit was like, you completely missed his point if that's what you thought he meant. So I had to jump in to like explain myself. And I'm like, how hard is it to just use your reading comprehension or your whatever, just regular comprehension, I guess, since you heard me say it. I don't know, man. It's just, I think it's a losing fight. And I think it just goes back to what Kyle said. Like, there's no point in trying to rationalize it. Yeah, you just gotta this a big part of why I don't check Twitter or Instagram as often as I used to is because of this shit. So
in the same way. But like I said, like I've had that mindset of just like don't let either one affect you too much either way. Like I just don't read into much either way, and I just the opinions of the people I respect, especially my teammates, like that's the biggest one to me, is just valuing that and listening to that more than anything. So because no one's gonna fucking make everyone stop saying shit. Like, and also like if they fucking did, like I said, like it works both ways. If people fucking cut that shit out, and it'd be pretty fucking boring. No one would be fucking interacting. It'd be like no community. It'd just be fucking dead. I don't know what we'd be talking about.
It would be. I mean, even co-streaming, it's like, I mean, if we're trying to be positive all the time, like, oh, wow, great cross. Oh, did you see that play there? Man, great teamwork. Or if I'm to defend some other co-streamers, wow, that guy should be dropped. Oh, what is he like? What the hell is that guy looking at? That guy sucks. Like, what's more entertaining?
Yeah.
So it's just like at the end of the day,
I understand.
I just want Rainbow Six to have eyes.
Yeah, I understand. For me, I wouldn't be able to do something like if I'm fucking watching. If I were watching, I'd like obviously like what the fuck happened there, but like I'd give the guy the benefit of the doubt or like try to fucking understand the situation or whatever. Like I'd still fucking joke about it, but like I would not be saying this guy's the fucking worst. This guy's fucking terrible. Like this guy's fucking awful. Like
just dog.
I wouldn't be doing all that because like clearly the guy's fucking good. He's there, right? Like
you're not cut out for streaming. I had to stand in line at the bar.
I feel like I have like a moral obligation. Like I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Kyle, I had to stand in line at the bar while Alimau did everything in his power to tell Troy that Troy simply must start streaming.
Yeah, to like defend the narrative.
Oh,
like bro, like
is that what he was talking about?
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
like
get
the
people believing in me. I'm like, bro, like
you can't.
It's
kind of hard because if you avoid social media, it's like because I mean I learned that my career as well. Like I didn't make a brand. I didn't really talk on Twitter. I still don't really talk on Twitter, and like the people just like, oh, this guy kind of sucks. He doesn't really do anything. He doesn't, until you start streaming and like talking about yourself a little bit and like get some people around you and like, it is kind of tough.
Yeah, but it's never quite been like for me. My bread is just competing. That's what I want to do. I just want to compete.
Competitor.
Yeah. So like, that is the brand I've always tried to build. I've always had the impression that if you win, fucking people talk about you, like your brand will exist either way. Obviously, that makes it a lot fucking harder to do because, like we said, like only so fucking many people can win.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to do, but it's the way I'd rather live, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm done competing, sure, like, but even then I don't think I'm cut out for it because I think I'd be miserable. I don't know though.
Well, speaking of morality and the fact that you're such a competitor, I do think this is a good transition toward the nationals teams getting announced. And there's one notable. What were you laughing about?
Oh,
That's a great transition.
You're like, speaking of morality, I was like,
Speaking of,
and then I
Well,
was like,
I mean-
oh, I know where he's going with this.
Don't
one.
want to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
too much on it, but
yeah, no, we
Yeah,
don't have to put too much on it. But like, obviously, the Canadian
I'm not
national team gets
going.
announced. Canadians
would
not
say-
on the team.
I was asked to be on the team
Okay, you were
just in
asked.
case, just in case anyone thinks I didn't make the cut for the Canadian national team. I
Yeah,
had
I was
enough aim
thinking. I
labs
was thinking
to-
this Pluto guy might be next up. I don't know who Pluto
Yeah.
is.
Just in case I was asked, but no. We'll be sitting out on that.
Are you similar to me, where if it's not in Saudi, you're fine with it?
For me,
Is your
no.
line different?
No. For me, doesn't quite sit right for me, especially like growing up, like watching like Team Canada hockey, stuff like that. Like that was like my like, you know,
Yeah.
other people would grow up, watching like the World Cup. For me, Olympic hockey.
Yeah.
It does not feel the same as the Olympics. Is, an attempt at it, but it is one country as essentially the permanent host. It is ran by one country. It is not a global.
Dude, what are you talking about? We got enough people to make a Team Tunisia. Did you know that?
Yeah,
we got a
so-
fucking
Yeah,
Team
actually, no, we do
Tunisia.
not. No.
Yeah, for me, it just doesn't quite sit right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, fucking the show goes on, the event's still happening, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just how I am.
No, and I mean, I think we're very similar in that regard. I mean, my line has always been, and I've talked to a couple talent about this, because obviously the big one was when it started with the UAE major, was like, if people in our community and people I work with feel like they are unsafe or unable to go to a place because of laws, predominantly towards like queer people, gay people, trans people, etc., like that's where I draw the line. I worked for Fairmont, the giant hotel company, prior to working this, and it was owned by Kingdom Holdings, which is like a Saudi Arabian. I think the Qatari family had something to do with it. I can't remember, but it's predominantly a Saudi Arabian owned company, and it was like, they let us have like, they let us talk about pride. Like they didn't give a shit about any of that. It was very different from what people who live in, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia experience. My line has always been, I won't go there. Like I'll take their money. And frankly, as a caster, if I were to draw that moral line at like, I will never take your money, that basically means never working for EFG ever again in any capacity. Well, they are the biggest TO in the space. We are with Blast right now, but what's stopping the contract when it's up for renewal in 2.5 years? EFG comes back and suddenly it's like, well, got to find a new job because I'm not taking like Saudi money. Like, obviously I don't love it. If I'm being honest with you, like I don't love the idea that my money comes from there, but I also have to pay the bills. And it's like, if suddenly they were like, hey, the entire league is going to be run out of Saudi Arabia, I would be finding a new job. But if they're like, hey, nothing changes for you except just where your money comes from, I don't personally care that much. That's never really been my line. Yeah.
I think it's more so for me, it's just like these specific events are very much like marketing for the country, essentially.
It's sports washing is what it is. It's sports washing.
Yes,
yes. It is.
And the Nations Cup. The Nations Cup,
The
it's
fact
a lot
that they
different.
don't call it the Esports World Cup because it already exists is so funny to me. I'm sorry.
Trying to do that, but yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
saying no to this is a lot different also than saying no like for, my team like going. I'm
Of
I'm
course.
obligated to the team. Like I say no for them, it's affecting them. The team that I'm signed to, and I've spent over a year playing with and practicing with and all that. So it changes a lot more. Whereas Team Get, like I've never played with any of them.
You're not itching to play with
Yeah.
Pluto? That's Mint's favorite player. He's the new Kaysen.
I know nothing. But yeah,
I'm with
a lot
you on
different.
that. Like,
saying no.
I'm with you on that. And like I said, I would work EWC in Paris this year if there was an opportunity to do it. Like, I'll say that. It doesn't bother me. But like, my issue has always been the location, and it's like I would probably redraw that line if the computer that I use to cast with for the first time ever was not purchased with money that I was paid or from Saudi Arabia in the first place back in like 2014. I feel like that would be quite hypocritical of me to have taken that money and a very formative years of my life that then allowed me to have this job. So, but I've said before, like I have no problem with people going as long as they need it. Like that's the big thing for me. Like Jesse goes. Jesse is more strapped for money than I am. I don't fault him. Like having to make the determination between like, do I need to find a second job in order to pay rent? Like, yeah, go make it. Like there's no ethical consumption here. There's no real morals like at play here. Like if you can afford to not go, don't go. Like kudos to you. But a lot of people are not in that boat. And I've always said like my big issue is if you spend years being like, fuck this, fuck that, I'm never gonna go, never. And then you go and you're like, what? I never said that. It's like, just be honest. Like, just say that things have changed. Say you need the money. Say your principles have changed. Like, who cares? Like, to me, like the hypocrisy is the annoying part. So it's like, obviously like the Nations Cup is intriguing. I care about it a lot less than the Esports World Cup. I will say that. Like especially with it being like 3 days after Osaka. Isn't it like 3 days after like the Osaka major? Like that's fucking crazy. So
right
it's
after.
like, yeah.
I'd rather hang out in Japan.
I don't know. Sorry?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
and
sir.
Troy too.
Yep.
Like hang out. You get
Yes,
to hang out
sir.
in Japan. A little bit of back. Yeah.
That is the plan.
I mean,
That
that's
is
what
definitely the plan
I
instead.
think any player, even creator, wants to do. Like after
Yeah.
the event, it's like you're already there. You know how expensive that flight is. Like take advantage.
Yep.
You were there in Tokoname with DZ, right? Mint?
Correct. Best
Troy,
event I've ever
Troy
been
missed
to.
that one. It was Rec and DZ were the NA ones.
I did miss that one.
Best event I've ever been to. I would love to go back.
Really, the best event. Really? We were there for like 3 days.
Nah, I was not there for 3 days.
I flew in, rehearsed, 3-day event, and then I flew home. So I guess technically like 4.5 days.
I don't remember. I cannot recall.
Japan
Those
was
were
cool
shorter
because it was
events.
obviously
'cause it was
They were
only
shorter
the-
events.
it was
We
the
also
18
did
hour.
stay a little bit longer, and we did explore it a little bit with Zach with us. And I mean, just the event
Yeah.
overall, though, like it was just like the only way I can describe it is we were just treated like rock stars over there. Like the fans, Brandon, they're all just yelling One Punch Man at him, and they're all just surrounding like all of us. And even though we lost, we're getting applauses. Like everyone was. The fans were amazing. I mean,
your line was like 2.5 hours long.
yeah, the meetup was insane. Like
Your
we
meet
were
and greet
there
line
so
was
long, they kicked us
insane.
out, and then we just
Yeah.
did it. Like, yeah, I mean, it was
You did it
it was a
outside the
blast.
venue, right? By like the main
Yes.
doors of the venue? Yeah.
Yeah, right by the main doors, and the security was like,
Yeah.
"Guys, can we do it somewhere else?" We're like, "Please, come on." But
Yeah.
no, it was a really cool event. The hotel was really nice, right by the water too. The airport was like right by the water. The hotel was right by the water.
Well, Tokoname is not like a real, as far as I'm aware, like Tokoname is not like a real city. It's like a city designed around the airport. Like Nagoya is the main city, which is like an hour away by train. But like my understanding was that like I could be wrong here, and I'm happy to be wrong if I am. But like I didn't think Tokoname was like a real ass city. Like I thought it was just like a city created around the airport. I don't know.
It
But
sure
even the
seemed
airport
like
was
it.
like a
It
mall.
sure seemed like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like airport, couple buildings, like you're in like an industrial area, kind of.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was really cool. Like the walk along the water was great. The bathrooms were super weird. like the bathroom is its own separate room. So it's like you shower in like the tub and it's all like just like a giant shower, but then the bathtub and the toilet are also in there, and every toilet has like heated seats
That's
and
tech.
they have bidets, and it's just like it's great.
King
I loved it. I
bidets.
hope we end up working it. And I hope both of you make it too. I hope all three of us end up going ultimately. I think that'd be sick, but
That'd be sick.
That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
I will be staying
well, you went to Japan after
did.
Paris?
after Munich.
Munich.
Oh,
Went to Tokyo.
He
for,
just
like,
decided to go to Japan.
5 days.
Yep.
how was that?
It's a great time. Loved it.
Just you? 5 days?
Basically, yeah.
Dang.
5 days.
You went to Disney
Very good
World,
time.
right?
Did you
No,
actually? Oh,
No?
what to say?
You can go
No,
to
I
the
didn't go
Japanese
to-
Disneyland or Disney World or
no,
whatever.
I did
That would've
not.
been
I did
sick.
not. No, more just roaming, basically.
Because you went to that theme park in Munich, right?
No, I went to the one in
Was it
Copenhagen.
achieved? Oh, was it
Copenhagen. It was
Okay.
me, Gav, and
Matt, right?
Luke. No,
Oh,
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, me, Gav, and Luke. I was actually literally
That
just
theme
the
park
other
seemed
day,
really cool.
just
The
like
vibe's
2 days ago,
wild.
as I was looking at a picture from like the three of us there. Yeah,
Trifoli
Wow.
or something like that, isn't it called?
Tivoli Square or something.
Tivoli Gardens or something like
Tivoli
that.
Gardens. That sounds right. Yeah, Tivoli
Yeah.
Gardens. Yeah,
What
We
a
walked
vibe
past it a
spot.
bunch, but I never actually like went
it's
into
cool.
it. But it looked
It was a
it
good
looked
time.
cool.
Like nothing crazy, but it was like it was nice. Yeah, Gav really wanted to go to the aquarium, bro, but it was closed. It was closed for like
No,
a
poor guy.
private. There was like a private event, I guess. I don't know.
He probably wouldn't stop talking about it. I want to see
Oh,
the fish.
the whole time. The whole
I
time.
want to see the
I want to
fish.
go to the aquarium. I want to go to the aquarium. Go to the aquarium. Just like, bro. Yep.
Oh, the karaoke
if.
bar was great with him.
Yeah, that was a good time
That
too.
was especially with Luke and Matt. My God.
That was a very good time. Yep.
Did
With
you,
Luke.
Kyle? Did you go to
Yeah.
the? Did you go to the karaoke with all the content creators in Salt Lake City that night when like
Oh,
50
yeah, I was
people
there.
went or something?
I was
How
there.
was it?
Was a blast. We had Senville singing some Backstreet Boys. Love that.
Damn.
Shout out to him, his great voice.
I was trying to go, bro. What the fuck?
Sandra's got a great voice. Yeah, they were. It was a total vibe. The whole place was dead, and then we rolled in with like 50, filled it up. Atheno became the DJ. Like they were the people that were working the bar were so happy. They were just like giving him drinks probably as compensation because they didn't have to pay him. He's actually a DJ too. I had no idea.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So he's doing that. Varsity. Dude, too many stories. Probably shouldn't share them here, but it was a vibe. It was a vibe.
Okay.
I
More
gotta say,
karaoke
just
nights.
Yes.
I love karaoke nights too. That Montreal karaoke night we had after SI,
Oh, that
Troy,
was
when we
a
stayed
long
to do the
one.
play
Yeah,
test,
that
that
was a
was
long
that
one.
was good.
That was a good time, though.
All in all, like Salt Lake City was cool. Like, I mean, as a city, it's probably not even top 50 on the list of American cities I'd want to visit. And I can't say I'm particularly itching to go back. I agree that like the natural beauty's cool. Like being in the Great Basin, it's really like in terms of where it is in America is really interesting. And it's very different from everything we have in Canada. I mean, the downtown area is like a lot of American cities. It's just all sprawl. Nobody
Yeah.
lives down there. So it's like middle of the day, you don't see a soul, but a billion jacked up Ford Super Duties are all driving down the road. So the alcohol laws are archaic and stupid, but I mean, whatever. Like the whole rule around getting alcohol and drinks is just mind-numbingly dumb. But I mean, it's Mormonville. You like those are their rules. You know, like you go there, you obey by you play by their rules. That's the way it works. I barely drink these days anyway. I think I went out twice the whole time I was there, just because it's like that's not really what I do these days. And it would have been cooler if we weren't at the airport, because for people that want to know, our hotel was about a 7-ish mile, which I don't know what that is in kilometers because I have no fucking idea what miles are, but it's like 7 miles from the airport to the convention center, and we were nowhere near downtown. And it would take like 15 minutes to get an Uber because gas prices are so high. Ubers were like $30 US to go 7 miles, which is absurd. And I'm just like, I'm not spending this much money there and back to go to a bar where the beer selection's pretty poor. And there's not a lot of, like, the food was good, but beyond that, like, Salt Lake was nothing really to note. Kilby Block Party was going on at the same time, which is like one of the best music festivals in America. It's a shame that I didn't have an opportunity to go, but I mean, working Friday and Saturday means you prioritize a job over that. It would have been cool to go to that. Weather was amazing, literally beautiful weather. It was too hot for what I brought because I stupidly was like, oh, they hosted the Winter Olympics. Okay, I don't need to bring super warm clothes. It's May. And then I get there and it's like 28 degrees Celsius. And I was like, I have made a huge mistake. So the hotel was not very good. I had to move rooms because the Wi-Fi was so bad. I was downloading at less than 1 MB a second. Like it was brutal. Both my sink and my shower, the moment you turn on the water, would instantly fill. So I was just like, I was standing in a puddle every time I showered. But I mean, like, again, I'm not a big, I don't need a nice hotel. The bed was super comfortable. I didn't hear any of my neighbors. I had a little balcony that actually looked out onto the basketball court, and Falcons were out there every second of the day. I'm not exaggerating. Like literally,
they were out there all the time.
I would have the Falcons match on my iPad, and
they were mostly just kicking around the soccer ball, weren't they?
They were doing soccer, and they told the story about how the soccer ball got caught in the tree, so they tried to throw the basketball up into the tree to get it out, and the basketball got stuck.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
They told us that story.
Nice.
That was a good one.
Good try.
But yeah, they were always out there. Honestly, all told, a pretty chill event. It was good to see Lynx again. It was good to see XR Troika again. I thought Fellow and Crow did a pretty good job.
I thought they did
all
good.
Things considered. Yeah. I think Crow's got a good set of pipes on him. I think he did really well with your matchup against G2 Troy. I think that cast was quite fundamentally just very good. Don't know if it's enough to crack them into the constant rotation of talent, but I mean, certainly a strong showing. And yeah, I mean, the budget cuts were kind of obvious, especially if you knew what to look for, but I think they made a lot of good things happen with it. And all told, I walk away with a pretty positive impression of the event overall. I missed home, but that's a reoccurring theme when I'm gone for a long period of time. But I walk away from Salt Lake City being I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I thought it was honestly, I thought it was going to be so much worse. So the fact that it not just met but exceeded a lot of expectations is great. That's it. Because I never really gave my debrief of, I guess, my setup. It was good. Casting was good. Jesse and I worked on a lot of stuff. Speaking of positivity, Kyle, Jesse and I have been trying to be more positive in our casting. Mm-hmm. And I think we nailed that. Privately, Mint, you did say that you have noticed it, so that's good. And we just worked on stuff, worked on energy levels, worked on hype moments. I think Jesse and I are really developing as a pair, and being able to work in person next to each other, I think did a lot of good. I honestly think it's the best casting we've ever done as a duo. I think we were, in my opinion, I think we can make an argument we were the strongest duo at the event, which is something, frankly, I have not been able to say for a while because I think we have such good casters. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to note. Catering was mostly good. The venue was okay for a convention center. I don't have a lot of complaints. It was a nice solid 7.5 to 8 out of 10, which is better than a lot of events. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree or disagree.
Which part?
I don't know.
Which part?
What did you say?
We just went through a lot of details.
Well, I was gonna give it at the start of the
all
show.
In all,
we were
pretty good. We were talking about your fucking shower and how quick it filled up.
Yeah, sucks for you. I was in the middle of downtown. That sucks for you.
Man.
I was.
Wait,
I walked to the bar in 4 minutes.
Parker, how far? So how far was your room from the lobby of that hotel? Curious.
Okay, well, when you check in and they hand you a map to get to your room, things are bad.
Yes,
it was you walk
crazy.
in. It was
the layout of that hotel is crazy.
It's and then they had the high rise area where all the teams played, which was a whole other fucking building.
It's literally a separate building. Yes, because I was staying in a different hotel and I came in to go to our practice room the first day.
Yeah,
and it's 5-minute walk over or whatever. So I walk over 5 minutes. Literally, the walk through the hotel to the practice room took longer than from one hotel to the other.
It's
actually crazy. And I showed up, I go to the first
long.
elevator, and I see we're on our practice room's on the 4th floor. I get in the elevator, only goes up to floor 3. I was like, bro, what the, how do you get to the practice room, bro? And they're like, oh, there's a different elevator way down there.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a fucking nightmare. My rooms were both right next to the elevator. So the first room I was in was like literally 2 doors down to the elevator, and the reception and Wi-Fi was so bad I couldn't watch a stream above 2040p. So I was like, you need to put me in a new room, please. Like, I need to do work. They put me in one that was in like, it was closer to the lobby, but it was on the second floor, and the reception was great, and that was the one that had the balcony. And honestly, outside of like the tub filling up really quickly, which sucked when I was showering, like it was fine. I think that's a real thing. I have to shower every fucking day, and if I'm standing in fucking shitty ass water,
there
like
was
fuck
just
you.
you went through a lot. That was just along the
did.
way. It was just one of the details I remembered
You got hardship
of the Salt Lake City major breakdown. Like there was a lot that went down there, and one of the things that went down at the Salt Lake City major was your tub filled up really quick.
It very, very fast.
Yeah,
should have just took a bath.
I really should have. Yeah, I'm not a bath
talked more
guy.
about your bathtub than JJ Ballsack, by the way, the NAL champ. It's fucking disrespectful.
I don't think that's true. I went through his stats. I like JJ. I'm glad he got chat banned because I was
stat
worried
guy.
he would
I'm
say
just
something
giving you
stupid.
shit. I'm just giving you shit.
I'm glad they chat banned him because if they hadn't,
No,
I think he would have said something stupid.
No, he was saying
He was. Yeah.
He was.
Well, even stupider.
He
Let's
was,
put
he
it
was
that
being
way.
fucking stupid. Let's just put it, bro. He's
Yeah.
the first person to ever get a chat banned at an event.
Really?
His first event.
I've literally never seen anyone get
I've
chat
never
banned
seen
before.
that.
This
Yeah.
guy showed up to
Super
his
was
first event.
Super was media banned at an event. I remember that, but that was for other reasons. That was
I mean, from in-game chat, like, bro, first
True.
event he ever gets to within like literally what took
two games. It was their second game.
2 maps.
Their second game. Chat ban.
2 maps, and the reason it happened is because he literally showed up and fucking he tweeted something too the same fucking time. Anyway,
Yeah.
Was that the Slava Ukraini thing against
Yeah.
Virtus Pro?
Yeah,
Like I mean, that's one where it's like he was tweeting about because their coach is Ukrainian, right? And it's like
I know.
he was like, oh, I'm going to bring the Ukrainian flag and blah blah blah. Obviously, like Virtus Pro's identity is like a Russian team. Saying like Slava Ukraini to like Russian opponents is a little bit different than saying it to like if he was just playing like you guys, for example. Like,
yes,
but I think they were just like
it's also just like it's got nothing to do with fucking like Dan and Pasha, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I know that like that happened to Joystick. I think one time it was like he like tweeted like when the war fucking started, essentially, and like I just remember like piling on it. It's like, bro, do you think fucking Joystick wanted to start the fucking war, told him to invade? Like, come on, man.
I don't think Joystick's got that kind of pull at the Kremlin. I don't think he's got Putin
man.
on speed dial there. No.
No.
They got to be winning
Anyways.
more events to get that, you know. No. Kyle, do we miss anything? Wrapping up this very short episode.
Yeah, that was your plumbing.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear about his fucking fancy penthouse bullshit that they put him up in, where they're coming and shucking the scallops before they cook it in his fucking room. We're eating sandwiches with day-old bread.
We did have we had do-it-yourself sandwich station for lunch a few times.
It was brutal. It was not that. Outside of that, I thought catering was pretty good.
No,
but
it was
that
actually
one
pretty
was-
good. But when I saw that, I was like, bro, are you kidding me, man? Like,
Yeah.
It's like crusty bread, and then it's like 15 different types of meat, and then like pickles that are too big to close your sandwich, and then just like mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard, and then like again really big red onions. You can't close your sandwich. Tomatoes, but every single one of the tomatoes still like it looks like it just was like has like that core, you know, like where it grows off of, is in the middle where it's really tough. I was just like, not to sound like a sandwich snob here, but like. The lasagna was really good. I don't know if you ever tried the lasagna.
It was.
And like
It was really good.
the taco or burrito day was really good too. But
They had the fried chicken, also good.
yeah, the Chinese food day was really good as well. Like they had orange chicken and then like beef with broccoli, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
know if I caught that one.
I did a lot of lunches because I would work the later days, so I feel
Yeah.
like you guys probably didn't do a lot of the lunches, but
There's definitely
don't know.
like we definitely missed. Yeah, because we did team dinners and stuff a few times, so like we definitely missed a lot.
oh, it sounds like you guys were living it up quite lavishly. Getting team dinners, Vince getting caviar. I'm
We had
taking a
steak
bath while taking a
dinners.
shower, like, you know.
Steak and lobster. We flew out a couple Michelin star chefs. the one night. That was nice.
Yep.
Bobby Flay was there.
I do
Good.
remember UB Justin took Zoronic and I out for dinner, and we went to like this steakhouse. It was in Atlantic City, so we went to one of the steakhouses in the casinos, and we got like steak and lobster and everything. And he's just like, Ubisoft's paying for this one, and I was like, fuck yes. I was like,
UB card.
yeah, I was like, thanks, Eves. Eves Guimau is just silent chicks. Did we miss anything other than talking about my plumbing? You didn't tell us about your plumbing.
All right, man. Give up the plumbing. Let's go. I'm good.
No,
I gotta
don't
take a
think so.
piss, bro.
I missed something that's not important, but we're ready to move on. We're past it.
No, talk about it. What is it? Because I also want to ask you about the TriCast, and then we'll wrap. And then I'm done. I'm done. What did you want to talk about?
It's not that important. The only thing I was going to ask that we jumped over was the actual narrative game, the Shopify versus G2, and I just wanted to ask why do you own those guys? What is it?
We're just comfortable playing against them. That goes back to even like what we said with the finals is just like a confidence thing. Like I'm sure DZ, those guys are confident playing against us because of that. Yeah. We're confident playing against G2. Like we match up well against them. We know we can handle them well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the narrative around it was like, because it's like a superstar team versus superstar team, maybe you guys feel less pressured because they have technically. That would probably be the only matchup that you guys don't have pressure.
That's one where we definitely probably have less, yeah. But I do, again, I think we've dealt with that better. I do think the big thing, I think just adding in that grand finals bit kind of kicked him. But I think that's a good point. Is like, yeah, like they've always, they're always like fan favorite team. So like we didn't really have as much pressure, going against them. Yeah. I think it's as simple as that. And I think playstyle wise too. I think they kind of run at you, and we have some players that you can't really run at.
You got some players.
Yeah.
You got Rexon on a DMR.
Yeah. The Ambi will fucking kill you.
Ambi's
will
flanking with knock.
All of them will. They can shoot back. So, when teams are fighting back, I think they have a bit more problems.
All right, perfect. I'll upload that on my YouTube as why Troy owns G2 and Stompin', and thank you very much. All right, Parker, what did you got?
Face.
Yeah, can we quick make that? Oh, perfect. I'm going to take Parker's face. Nice.
There you go. Yeah, you can even use my face.
All right.
Mint, last question. I wanted to ask about the TriCast. It was good having you on. I thought you did very well.
Miserable. Yeah.
Were you like, I know that you said that you were not hyped for it because you were nervous, but how do you think you actually did?
I don't know how I actually did. I mean, I just know I got comfortable with it for sure. Like, it's like playing pro in a sense where, like, after a couple rounds, you guys even told me this. Like, after a couple rounds, I didn't even know the audience was there.
Yep.
And I was just starting to have fun with it. I like how.
Yeah, you're talking about the game.
Yeah, I like how you guys are standing. And you guys are very. Because I'm the same way. You can tell right now. You guys are very handsy. And I love,
it's important.
All the signals you guys are using. And, like, you're pointing at the monitor, like, yo, check out that. And then you're like looking at each other like, oh, I'm going to take the, like all like the hidden caster tech I was starting to really learn. I had a blast. Honestly, I was actually hoping for map 3 because I was starting to settle in, and I was really hoping that Matt would actually close out fucking border, but he choked. And I was super nervous and regretting why I was there, but I knew it was one of those where I'm like, if I don't push myself out of my comfort zone, like I'm gonna regret it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm bummed out. I was gonna do a TriCast, but Parker fucking shut me down.
What?
Okay, you need to give context here. I did not shut you down.
Now I feel like I missed out. Fuck.
You did. If you ever get a chance again,
I didn't know about the hidden caster hand signal tech.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know when I was going to be able to talk, but like, they made it like perfect pros. Like, I'm going to glaze you and Jesse for a second, but like excellent professionals. Like, yeah, I always knew Jesse was like wrapping up a point. He was just like, you ready? And I could always just like cancel it if I had nothing. But normally I'm like, yeah, I got something. I'll yap. Like,
yeah,
it was really cool. Like, I was really worried about stepping on someone else's toes, like how it would work. Would I talk over somebody? And like really how you guys made it easy, I think, was like Parker's like, I'll talk the last like minute. And I'm like, as soon as we get to a minute, hand off like a relay race, done,
Yeah. A little bit of Jesse, a little bit of me. keep you out of it. There were a couple times where we brought you in for just like breaking down strats, especially in slower rounds.
Yeah.
But what Troy is referencing, which I don't know if we've ever talked about, back when I had food poisoning in Paris, I didn't know if I would be good enough to do the Saturday match, which was the team secret Falcons game.
Lean on all reliable.
I thought a Canadian TriCast with Canadian would be cool. So like you, me, Jesse, obviously,
really cool.
I think that would have been sick.
Cool. That's true.
It would have
been awesome. The reason why it got shut down was because Jesse and I both agreed, like, we've had so few actual reps casting in front of like just a crowd. And given that, you know, like our first major final was a TriCast with Lynx, we were like, we can't really be giving up those opportunities for TriCast. We really should be using them to just try to like grow as a pair. And like, don't get me wrong, like I would have loved to have just done it with you, but like it was under the guise of like, if I'm not okay, will you step in? And you were like, yes. And then I woke up on Saturday morning and I was like, I feel great. I feel better than I have for the last 4 days. Let's go. And unfortunately, it meant being like, I'm really sorry. Like Jesse and I are just going to roll with it. And I mean, the match wasn't anything particularly awesome anyway. It's not like you really missed anything, but I mean, like,
what was
if
the
we
match?
work Japan,
I don't remember.
I was Falcon Secret, and Secret 2-0'd them, I think if memory serves correctly, to get to the grand finals. So, I mean, under the assumption that we work Japan, which is not a given, and you make it, it'd be great to have you on a TriCast there, Troy. Like, I mean, there's always opportunity.
No fucking plans for that, bro. Absolutely. You missed your shot. Never missing the finals again.
Yep.
It is nice to have you back. It is nice to have you back on the show. There you go. Rookie of the year.
Yep.
Um,
what's the opposite of the twilight of your career?
That's a good question. What is
dawn?
The dawn of your career? Yeah. The twilight, the dawn of your career. Just getting started. You're just a young guy. I think that's it for the show. I don't think there's anything else to say. We said it would be short. We lied. If you made it all this way, obviously, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We just wanted to get Troy on and just yap. This was a much more casual episode, not as structured as previous episodes, but that's okay. Some upcoming guests that we have in no particular order. Lagonas has agreed to come on the show. Jesse J. Chick will be coming on the show. Citizen has reached out to come on the show, and I think after today's news in particular, I think he would be a very good guest to have. And his former coach Twister has also said that he would like to come on the show, but he messaged me about that quite a while ago. So we've got a stack June, and then keep in mind, not every episode will have a guest. We will have Fett on the show a few times to talk about stage 1 and all that comes with it.
He's here. Absolutely not. Ain't no fucking
We have to broker
way.
peace. We have to broker peace between the two of you.
Wow.
We'll see.
Have you ever spoken to Fett directly, like one-on-one?
Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, like, yeah, I have plenty.
It's like right after we owned him in Manchester, right?
That, but I've even talked to him before that. Like when what's it? I hung out with him a bunch. SI 23. I actually hung out with him a bunch there after
in Montreal.
Lost. Yeah, because I think he was there. He was like doing like
was that for
analyst
Elevate?
for yeah. He's like an analyst for Elevate.
He was hanging out.
And I just stayed for the event, but like we hung out with him a bunch there.
Is that when we went to the? Is that when we went to the bar a few times next door? And the French
we definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we also did that at the Montreal Major, so I don't know. Like we've been there so many times. Like,
well, we went back at the Montreal Major because we liked it so much during SI. If memory serves correctly.
I went to that bar with the French onion soup. That was literally the very first SI. I went there and I got poutine there. That was the first place I ever went. Because it's been the same hotel every time except 2020.
It's so that restaurant is like just a little hole in the wall. Blink and you miss it, but it's so good. It's so unbelievably good. Kyle, if you want to slum it with us normal people in a normal hotel and step out of your marbled gates when you attend as a content creator, we can take you to that restaurant.
I'll pencil it in maybe
Montreal.
Maybe after golf with Roy, I'll pencil it in.
If we have another Montreal event before Toronto, I think I will just jump off my balcony. I just will. I think that's just it.
Please,
we need
Toronto.
people. in Ubisoft's eyes, Ubisoft has a Toronto branch too. I'm gonna get mad. Okay. We're done the show. Appreciate everybody watching. We got shows lined up. Watch the DZ episode, leave a comment, do all that stuff. On behalf of myself, Fett, Troy, Mint, no guest this time other than Troy, producer David, and Last Free Nation. Thank you so very much for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.